allow the two
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don off mic, and if we talk, now 500,000 they go sama us, call them hate speech. But
well, so ladies and gentlemen, a bill I said is Maiyegun live. It should be happy Sunday, but I don't know if the Sunday or if those who are watching me from Nigeria, everyone is actually happy that it is Sunday. Please read the caption of the broadcast, okay? The description as well. Like it, share it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell all of them. Just before we start, this program may actually really make it make things worse for those of you who want to think I have any sympathy. I do not have any sympathy. For those of you who are like the followers of a T-Pain in Nigeria, it's just that when we begin to throw the darts now, yeah, even those of you that never ever really wanted this, you are also going to collect. So that is why it is called the Sunday sermon on its own, whereby no oaths bar. And whoever, we do not really care who sucks is God. So if you want to be politically correct, I advise you not to watch this broadcast now. I am not going to have any empathy or sympathy in true essence of it, even though I have no intention of mocking you. It is about T-Pain and the pains that people have come to register now. Share this broadcast. Even though I am not really a bad person, okay? But you see this patch, the way they my face now, can't be like say, Omo, Ojo are not a funny out. Making no call they look like say, they mock you. It is not my own responsibility on how some of you will take the message, okay? But it is just the expression of what it is right now in the contraption as we have come to know it. So, good morning to you, good afternoon to you. Good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Maiyegun live. You're welcome to this segment as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, a bill I said things done read, but we have also been told that it may not be as bad as we are exaggerating or presenting it, or how people are presenting it online. But nevertheless, we still kind of have to say it the way we heard as we have seen it, okay? So right now, in that contraption, Nigeria, where people don't even know where their president is as we speak, okay? So T-Pain, you might call it a temporary pain. Some said like Tinubu's pain. Abubakus are calling it temporary. And others are saying no pain, no gain. So that is what we are going to kind of call it. No pain, no gain. So as it stands, you might want to probably, if you are not in Nigeria, okay, you would probably have been one of those being bombarded with calls, messages from the people who are the victims of Tifnumbu's failed Nigeria. However, yesterday, the presidency of Nigeria came out to warn Nigerians that you see this one that you are calling a Tifnumbu T-Pain, right, is demeaning. Okay, it is it is demeaning in such a way that A lot of you don't even know the sacrifice or sacrifices that Tifnumbu is making on your behalf. That all these things that you are experiencing now, economic hardship, expensive stuff, including the expensive petroleum products in Nigeria, that all these are just temporary. And then adding pain to it is sort of insulting to Tifnumbu. And therefore, you were all warned. And immediately they warned Nigerians that the president says you should stop calling him T-Pain. Everybody just turn it into musical. T-Pain, 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 tension pain, temporary, not even temporary. I got other names too, but anyway, things are really almost out of hand right now in that contraption. However, I clicked on those who said that, you see, they believe that except for, in fact, the Ronukus, to be precise, are saying, right, that they don't mind, right, that whatever it is hardship they are facing in Nigeria today, right, they believe that in 7 years' time, majority of you calling Tifnumbu names now, you are going to praise him because that was what it is. I mean, so that is what it was for them in Lagos when it was building Lagos as well, right? So many people didn't see what he was building until years later. They said Tifnumbu is laying the foundation for the people that will come and rule Nigeria tomorrow. I know that is somehow funny or ridiculous, right? Well, if you're watching me from Nigeria, okay, and you still have a chance of possibly like watching like this, contributing, you might really probably help us to understand, is it really, really tough in Nigeria? Like, is it tough? Like, leave the fact that, opposition and you don't like them and all that, okay? Is it really tough as people are making of it online and offline? Because as some of us have found out, there are those they call the data boys. I don't know. I don't think APC will be sharing so much data for a lot of people on social media. To be telling you that it is not that bad. If people, okay, let's put it this way. Okay. Currently, a liter of petroleum is the cheapest you can get anywhere is 1,100 naira. So many businesses are already contemplating packing. Others have already packed up, but some are still like contemplating. So yesterday, I read it somewhere where the poultry farmers said they are going to be selling a crate of egg for 10,000 naira, that it could go for 10,000 naira before the end of this month if nothing is done. And I'm like, what do you want done? They said that the chicken laying the egg, what it costs to feed them is now like out of this world. Like, it is so expensive that if nothing is done about the feed for chicken, they may begin to sell a crate of egg. And I have seen the Ronukus who have jumped at it and say, well, you'll be eating your egg yourself. Normal, Ronukus no get any balanced diet. If you meet the Ronukus real life, some of you will not really engage them on social media. Yeah. There are many of them who are like Ronukus Paseo, okay, whose life has been turned upside down. Some of them used to have a job, but they are now jobless. Even some of them who still have jobs, they can't really feed well. So balanced diet is now like a luxury to them. So what do you mean balanced diet? Diet at a balance. These guys just kind of have to eat whatever they see, not what they want. So if egg is part of balanced diet, then take it out, or make everybody go to lay your own egg. Just look for somebody in your family if you lay egg, and then go to lay egg, or you just don't instead of eating egg, you can start eating garden egg. Even garden egg, they can't afford. Remember when a bag of rice used to be 7,500 naira? Well, that was when a liter of petroleum used to be 87 naira. When a liter of petroleum was 87 naira in Nigeria per liter, the petroleum was 87 naira per liter, right? A barrel of crude oil was being sold for like $100. Today, the Ronokus are saying it is not the fault of Tifnumbu that things are expensive. In fact, some of them are saying that the reason why things are expensive is because the Igbos are deliberately increasing the price of goods and services so that Tifnumbu can look bad. And I'm like, what about the Yoruba, the non-Igbo businesses? Because there are other people selling food and other stuff, right? Who are like non-Igbos. So what happened to those ones? Like, are their own stuff cheaper in a way to say, to avoid the expensive ones? Anyway, they shall keep giving different kind of excuses. And guess what? 4 years ago, during the coronavirus, a crate of egg was 600 naira. Can you even believe that? Just last year, a crate of egg was put at 2,500 naira. Today, it is 5,500, 6,000 naira, and it's going to 10,000 naira soon. So when you meet an average Ronuku face to face, like in Nigeria, some of you will probably regret ever engaging them on social media, right? I think it was this morning, and I saw one of them. So one of them was like saying, yes, we are ready to endure the hardship because we know that no pain, no gain. So that's why I came here. That's why I'm here now to ask you that. If you're watching me from Nigeria, let me go look at my comments. If you're watching me from Nigeria, right, can you tell me in all honesty, like be honest, okay, are things really hard, or una just they exaggerate? Because if to say things are really hard, I saw a video of a young man, right, who was like hawking something. Imagine somebody who is selling something and it collapsed on the road. There are people had to rush to give him food. And when he was given the food, his hands were like, it was, his hands was shaking like that to even eat the food. Right? So to me, I'm like, the Runukus are saying to everyone that this whole thing has been exaggerated, or they are trying to point fingers at just anyone and everyone but themselves. Anyway, don't answer me that, okay? I think it was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday that Akwabiole told everyone that, listen, wherever you see food, chop more. Anywhere you see free food.
Times are difficult, and wherever you see free food, please endeavor to avail yourself. Times are difficult, and wherever you see free food, please endeavor to avail yourself. Times are difficult.
Times are difficult. Wherever you see free food, endeavor to avail yourself. So that means this guy also knows that things are really tough.
But what the message they have for you is that, yeah, it is the reform. So what exact reform Gogo is Tifnumbu doing? If you ask any Runuku, for example, that listen, oh, this your pain, no gain. Now that you are in T-pain, right? Temporary pain, you call it, which some of you have made up your mind that it may last for another 4 years or 5 years. Some are already even saying maybe 6 years. In 7 years' time, by 2030, they said by 2030, most of you criticizing Tifnumbu now, you'll be praising him. But if I ask you that, what is that particular reform? I mean, you will say subsidy removal, okay. Subsidy removal. That means the money they were paying for subsidy, they are not paying it anymore. So they are saving it. But if I ask you that, how much do you think they have saved from that subsidy? You are likely not going to be able to say it. No, I'm not asking you to go and listen to your influencers. Some of you don't know that most of those APC influencers, they are paying them crumbs as well. Imagine somebody being paid 500,000 naira to come and lie to you. And there you are. You are buying a liter of petrol. I mean, they are buying a liter of, because some of you don't even have money to buy a liter of petrol, but the trickle down of the cost of what it actually costs to buy that liter of petrol right now, right? The trickle down on your transportation, on food, and the rest of that. You are the one paying for it. Okay. So, how much would you say they have saved from last year to this year on the removal of subsidy, that you think maybe it went into electricity, education, healthcare? Like, do you even know? Sorry guys, I'm talking to the Ronukus watching me. Okay, I know some of you actually know some of these answers anyway. Okay, I'm kind of trying to speak to, even if now one Ronuku that is watching me right now. So I'm talking to you, right? Did you ever ask yourself, say, come, the sacrifice we are making, at least we know that it is going to improve electricity, or it is going to improve healthcare, education, something like it's got to go to something. You know it's not going to anywhere. It's actually going into the private pocket of Tifnumbu and his family, as well as every member of, this government in Nigeria. Okay. So the likes of Akwabiole, they can laugh at you, they can mock you, they can, say whatever they like, because they know that so many of you have either you have become mentally unstable, that you can't really process anything anymore. I mean, there's nothing that hunger cannot do, right? There's almost nothing that hunger cannot do. But at the same time, they say the hungry man is an angry man, right? So if this hardship is not being exaggerated, what exactly is holding the majority of you back, right, from showing your displeasure against this hardship, other than some of you so scared? I think they said that some of you are so scared. Do you want them to kill us? You are dying already. You're watching yourselves dying slowly. Like slowly. The number is piling up. Okay, I saw this video again. Let me use that. This one is a privileged guy lamenting.
They say Nigeria no good, Nigeria no good. Now same Nigerians, they buy Nigeria.
Now, same Nigeria. If you are abroad, you want to come here to invest, think twice, save your money there. Don't come here. I just opened Amala place. 50 people working, making money from there. They chop it in 5 months. I spent 105 million to set it up just to create more job. They finish it in 5 months because they know I'm not always around. I have a farm in Ibadan. Before I travel last month, Fulani men brought his cows. They chop all of my cassava. When we carry a reach station, they offer 40,000 for 8 million worth of investment for the same country where we dey. So, now think of it. My estate in Abuja, 26 tenants. Out of the 26 tenants, I've been able to remove 4 by removing their roof. 21 is still there. They are hiding in court. They say let court give 2 years rent. They are owing. Wicked nation. I don't think refinery can work. I don't think anything can work in this part of the world because the people that live there, self-centered, evil people. I believe before December, petrol service should be 1,500 to 2,000. It is good for them.
I mean, that is somebody speaking in there's a word they use when someone is speaking in two person or something. Okay, rather than actually face these criminals who continue to flaunt the stolen wealth, the mismanaged commonwealth of Nigerians. Majority of you are, if you haven't found yours, so majority of you are looking for who to what? To rip off. Somebody to take advantage of. Some of you have friends abroad. As long as you can cry to them and make them feel so guilty, like they are the one responsible for the hardship you are facing, so that they can give you money, Nigeria can continue to burn. Others are waiting to take advantage of yourself right within that space as well, which is true. So when I was looking at the factors that will make people that are facing serious economic hardship also scared to face the rogues responsible, and they are willing and ready to even defend them, it's so convenient for typical Nigerians to ask you, what do you want us to do? And I'm like, you're on social media every day, lamenting, crying, calling on yourselves that, in absentia or something like that, right? Calling on yourself to say, oh, why don't you kind of do it? Or why don't you do it? Or that person do it, but not yourself. When it comes to this country, hard, everything tough. Whenever you see these criminal politicians, oh my God, you always forget that they are responsible for whatever it is that you're facing. I will see videos of a lot of you. I've never seen a video of Nigerians, right, throwing stones or pebbles and all of that at just citing the politicians, and say, have you seen that video of what they did to that senator? Oh, did you see the video of that governor? Man, they stone him because everybody is hungry. No, I've not seen that. And most of the time you always, I can't describe it, right? Then some are like, maybe it is not, like I said earlier, maybe it is not really that tough. Or is it the I better pass my neighbor mentality that a lot of you currently have? I better pass my neighbor. You're still thanking God. Yeah, we thank God, Charade. God is faithful. God is good to us. So which kind of God is good to you in? I don't know how to put it. So everywhere is deep pain. And it's like the trending thing. People are even making t-shirt of it, right? Oh, it's tipping, it's tipping. The economy is in tatters, it's in gutters. The Nigerian naira has become more or less like a tissue paper. So I was having a chat with with my kid this morning, and their birthday is coming up. And they said, what do you want for your birthday? And they said, sewing machine. I was like, okay, sewing machine. How much is sewing machine? They said 250,000. What? Is that electric sewing machine? They said, no. I said, no, that can't be. Like, okay, maybe you should find out. I was like, no. Then I now remember that. What are we even talking about? Your Nigerian naira has become so valueless. And it's not coming back. It is not. Tifnumbu and his gang, right? They are smiling to the banks, right? Stealing your Forex as whenever they want. And there's no chance. There's no real chance. There is no real investment in anything production. Like you can say, okay, manufacturing in Nigeria is improving. Give it 2 years. It's going to get better enough that, you know what I mean? Like they can, there's nothing going on. Nothing. What these guys are doing is awarding bogus contracts to themselves, borrowing money. Papa, in 17 months, Tifnumbu and his goons, they only attracted $29.5 million to Nigeria, 210 million population in 17 months. Meanwhile, they have expended more than $15 billion that you can't point and say, this is what they have used the money for. They have printed over 20 trillion naira. Yeah, over 20 trillion naira. You see that looting of the Nigeria's crude oil, as well as the proceed of crude oil. Under Bukwari that you had that time, the whole madness continues under Tifnumbu. NMPC is not remitting shishi. Shishi. They told you that they have improved oil production in Nigeria. 1.3 million barrels a day. 1.3 million barrels. That's a lot, right? So at $80 per barrel, $80 times 1 million barrels, that's 80 million. 80, that should be like how much? 86 to 90 million dollars. So if they are drilling 1.3 million barrels a day, that means they are making at least $90 million every day. So what is the 40% of 90 million? 40 million or 35 million. Let's even use average now. Let's say they are making $30 million every day from your crude oil. You say, do the math. 30 million times 10 days, that's 300 million. Times 30 days, that's $900 million. $900 million every month. Consider that as how much they are collecting from as royalty from the crude sales in Nigeria. That's a lot of money too. Maybe not lot money. But where is it? NMPC, where is that money? Gone. No, none of you can give me the answer. You, the Runukus, let's play with numbers now. I know say no be statistics we go chop. Or you know say statistics is very stubborn. Data is very stubborn. Okay. So I'm using average now, probably more than that too. Because you know say Nigeria is not the one drilling the oil. Nigeria is only collecting royalty. And according to what we know, they say Nigeria collects at least 40%. The oil companies keep the rest. So if we use the rough estimate, 40%, that's like $900 million. In fact, $1 billion every month. Do you know what that is in 17 months? That's, in my book, $17 billion. You see, you're opening your mouth like, but shut up. I just did the math now. 17 billion in 17 months of Tifnumbu. Where is the money? Add 24 trillion naira that Tifnubu Oduduwa Emefiole has printed for Tifnubu. Let me tell you what they have done, right? Nobody is asking for the petrol money anymore. I mean, sorry, the crude oil money anymore. What they normally do now, they will say, okay, oh, they collected taxes everywhere. All the taxes collected. So Nigeria makes 1.3 trillion naira. 1.3 trillion as taxes. You know, they won't tax you to death now, Abi. So they said they are making about 2 trillion naira every month on taxation, on taxes. 2 trillion. And then they shared over 4 trillion or sometimes 5 trillion a month. Because they said the money they are giving to the states now has, you know, don't boku. Like your state government now collect more money now. Abi? So from taxes on that Tifnumbu, taxing everybody like as it is. So they make 2 trillion naira from taxes. They are supposed to be making like $1 billion every month from crude oil. But nobody is asking for that money. Rather, Kadobi, Oduduwa Emefiole, they have been printing more than 2 trillion every month. So far, so good. Now they've printed over 24 trillion naira. 24. And then what they usually do is that they will share the money. Okay. So this federal government will take 55%. Tifnumbu and his gang. The state government, they will take 25% or something. And local government will take 20%. I'm not sure about their percentages, but yeah. So because of that, state governors can't ask how much is NNPC making from crude oil. So what happened to the money from crude oil? Any answer? Any taker? Can you tell me? Yeah, I'm talking to you. You can type it in the comments. I'll read it. Yeah? Type it in there. I'll read it. You know where the money from crude oil goes? Yeah, the usual suspects. It goes straight into the pocket of these guys. Everybody collect their own share. The money is gone. So until next time. As for the state governors, once they collect their own naira in their account, they go straight to the bureau de change. And that is why Oduduwa Emefiole publicly said they shared, listen to this one, they said they shared over $500 million in 3 days, just last week. Guess who they gave the money to? The bureau de change to stabilize the naira. Today, a Nigerian naira to a dollar is over 1,670 naira to a dollar. Almost 1,700 naira in some places. And it is always increasing whenever they are about to collect their allocation. Have you noticed that at all? No? Okay, I'm saying it to you now. Once they are about to share the federal allocation around 27, 28, 29th of the month, Nigerian naira will go. It will fall. Dollar will go up. Naira will crash. Because immediately they release the money to them, they go straight to the bureau de change. And they will change it to dollars out of Nigeria. And they are just kind of looting. Like, where is the money? The money is not even in your economy. You are dealing with hyperinflation. And somebody is telling you that no pain, no gain. That all of this is a sacrifice you are making. Sacrifice you will make. I mean, which sacrifice? If I ask you to explain that sacrifice, can you? No, you can't. You can't. Sacrifice is when you say, oh, things will get better the way they are going now in another 2 years. Even Dangote refinery lies has faded. Or are you still believing in that Dangote refinery buying crude oil in naira and Nigeria naira will be stronger? Do you still believe that lie? Do you? No. Okay, fine. You better don't. Because you'll be so stupid to tell me that you still believe that lie. I mean, I'll be so shocked that any member of this temple will open their mouth and say Nigeria naira will be stronger once Dangote refinery start buying crude oil. Today is the 13th of October. They were supposed to start giving Dangote refinery crude oil in naira from the first 13 days ago. Here is that lie. Fell flat on his face again. They were supposed to give Dangote refinery 400,000 barrels of crude oil every day from the 1st of October. Do you know how many they would have given to him today if they fulfilled that? It would have been 5.2 million barrels of crude oil. Even 52 barrels of crude oil said they never give them. Yeah. Dangote was supposed to buy in naira so they can strengthen the naira. They were talking about that everywhere. You remember? Last month. And people like us were like, they don't get crude oil to sell to Dangote. They don't get crude oil at all. This bunch of criminals have taken you for granted for so long that, number one, 1.5 or 1.3 million barrel of crude oil is expected to be extracted every day. Also, the oil companies were supposed to give Nigeria about 300,000 barrel of crude oil every day, which would have ordinarily given Nigeria nearly 3 million, no, 3. That's nearly about 10 million barrel of crude oil every month for the Nigeria local refineries. Nigeria refineries, the artisanal refineries, and then maybe Dangote refineries too. That was what the arrangement would have been. But guess what? Under Bokuwari, right? They've mortgaged that. It's like me going to the world market and say, hey, can you borrow us $1 billion? Say, okay, what's the collateral? Say, yeah, we have 350,000 barrel of crude oil every day. So if you give us $1 billion, we'll give you the crude oil. Say, really? Yeah, we need the money now. So they used the crude oil that they have not even gotten as collateral for loans they have already expended. They've spent the money. So Tifnumbu and his gang do not have access to any crude oil at all. When, even though Bokuwari made a deal with Dangote, the same Bokuwari, they are already, the same NNPC, Liejiriyans, they are already mortgaged the future, arranged their crude oil for them. That was crude oil that was supposed to be refined in Nigeria. These guys sold it, not sold, they mortgaged it as a collateral. Then they went outside there to tell people that Nigeria will give Dangote, once Dangote refinery is ready, Nigeria will give him 400,000 barrels. You don't even have 400 barrels of crude oil. Then they changed that to, you know what? Let's just give him an oil block. So they gave Dangote 2 oil blocks. That he should go and drill his own crude oil himself, because they do not have any crude oil to give him. So Dangote said, no, I can't invest in that again. I invested in this refinery, and look at me today. I'm struggling, suffering from all of you guys' greed and all that. So I'm not going to invest in any crude oil drilling anymore. But I read that 2 days ago, that Dangote is now going to start drilling his own crude. I was like, what the hell is going on? This guy said, from the 1st of October, they will be giving Dangote 400,000 barrels of crude oil. Who are those people planting this news in the media? Because it's like every AK day, You could share here say Nigeria is going to start lifting crude oil for Dangote. Oh, Dangote refinery to receive 400,000 barrels of crude oil. Dangote refinery will receive. Who are those planting this news in the media? Almost every day, every Monday. Then I know that they know their gullible citizens who have been so, number one, majority of you have been miseducated, poorly educated. Then they have rigmaroled your brain, destroy you mentally enough that you can't even figure out what is going on anymore. Even if you try to, you are frustrated enough to say, well, what are we going to do? That's how powerless you have become. When you see all this truth in front of you, some of you still want to kind of create your own lies. And then you believe that lie. You begin to tell yourself that it's a matter of time, everything will be fine. How? How? Because that's what I used to ask myself, like, okay, how? If things are going to get better, how? There should be something somewhere that maybe somebody like us, people like us are missing. Here you get now, like, maybe, because I don't agree that I know everything. I agree. I do not know everything. You get that now? So, if you can help me to point me out to something that maybe people like us are missing, that is that hope. Because everything I see everywhere is lies, lie after lie, yo. And you can't build anything out of lies. Nothing. You can't wish yourself out of the whole mess. No. There's no way. Nigeria economy is tanked, it's done for. Rather than kind of find a way around it. So they created, you know that majority of them are using Nigeria money to buy refineries again now outside Nigeria. Yeah. That's why all this Dangote, that. They are using, and you know the saddest thing is this. Majority of them are working to get the crude oil from Nigeria shipped to those countries. An arrangement that once they ship them to those countries where they can refine them from outside Nigeria, outside Nigeria, refine them from there, then they can just bring in petrol, diesel, aviation fuel, and other stuff, bring them to Nigeria and sell it in Nigeria at exorbitant prices. Yeah, they're using Nigerian money to go and do that. Because the entire place is but they will tell you that in another fight, well, I'm like, okay, people will have to endure for another 7 years, another 6.5 years. Okay? 6.5 years of shaggy. Ha! Emi afe bo. Emi abo. Not even like Emi afe bo. There is no way out. Even if you chase these criminals away, from my own findings, even if you chase them, not just chase them, even if you arrest all of them and decide to start taking everything from them, Nigeria cannot recover for the next 50 years from what these guys have done. You can't. So if I ask you, right, that do you think Tifnumbu and all these guys you see with him, do you think they can try and revive your economy to pre-2015? Because you know what? Nigeria economy in 2015 was rebased and it was $569 billion. And obviously it was right. Today, 9 years after, Nigeria's economy is now valued at $241 billion. Yeah. I mean, somebody said, but in 2015, there was no railway to Abeokuta. There was no what else did somebody tell me then? There was no airport. There was no second Niger bridge. There was no. They shall kind of said few things that could actually be not only that you have been robbed of them, you have been given substandard infrastructure that are never really completed. Do you really think building train stations is worth how much they stole from you? Bukwari printed 27.5 trillion naira. That's like $50 billion. When Bukwari and his gang came in 2015, brought by Tifnumbu. Tifnumbu was proud to have brought the Bukwari to you. Nigeria had what was called the excess crude account. Do you even remember that anymore? Some of you don't even remember. Nigeria had $7.5 billion in an account called excess crude account. Initially, the balance in that account in 2007, when Obasanjo handed over to Yaradua and the Gbere Jonathan was $20.5 billion. That's how much Obasanjo left in that account. Guess who took Jonathan to court? Because they said, good luck, Gbere Jonathan was already spending the money, which was not true. But the propaganda was so strong that Isaleko Barack Obama, your former minister of darkness, homelessness, and potholes, Ashola, and Adamu Shiomole of Edo, in their stride when Jonathan was there, they took him to court. Rotifmi Amechi, who were later the star boys of APC, they took Jonathan to court. They blackmailed Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, your then Minister of Finance. They took them to court that money belonged to Nigeria. And it doesn't make any sense for anybody to be saving that money. That money must be shared. Remember, from 20.5 billion, they shared the money until the money got down to 7.5 billion. But guess who they blamed for it? They said Jonathan spent the money. They shared the money to all the states because they said, yeah, it's money from crude oil. And according to the constitution of Nigeria, money from crude oil must be, once it's sold, it must be shared. Nobody should save any money. Obasanjo saved it. Shibruku Shere. He saved the money. APC, Egbekegbe forced them to share it. They went to court. Until Egbere Jonathan was like, no, we can't share everything, but we share some. That's how we're going to do it. What did they do with the money? What did the states do with the money? They looted it. By the time Egbere Jonathan was going, 7.5 billion was left in that account. Today, do you know how much is left in that account? I'm not joking, no. Whatever is left in that account now is not up to $1,000. Yeah, billion to thousand. You think it's not a joke? I think they've even closed the account, Seth. It's probably like a dormant account now. Nobody added any penny. Did Nigeria stop selling crude oil? When APC, Egbekegbe took over in 2015, did Nigeria stop selling crude oil? Because from that moment, Nigeria entered Ghana. Nigeria economy entered Ghana. 700,000 barrels of crude oil was being stolen every day. For 8 years of Bukwari. Condition Nigeria, man. God damn it, man. To the point that they traced some of the stolen crude oil to China, to Switzerland. And guess what? When they found the oil and the country decided to pay them, Malamu and his gang, they collected the money and shared it. Not even Nigeria. Malamu and his gang decided to take it as a legal case. And they won at the international court that says that crude oil was stolen from Nigeria. The money must be paid to Nigeria. Malamu and his gang diverted that money. The few ones they found, I think 300,000 barrels or something they found. These guys came and looted Nigeria blind. Until tomorrow, they will still tell you they are trying to fix the mess of PDP. And you, that is a victim of a mismanaged country, you are on social media, you are writing think pieces, explaining this and that to defend these Olori Burukus. And I'm asking you now, what is left? What is now left that you think they are reforming that is causing this your hardship, blah, 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 that in another 4 years or 5 years, you are going to, Nigeria naira is going to become stronger, the economy is going to be better. What? I don't expect answer though. I'm just kind of speaking straight into your subconscious mind. So the Templars, you have been reformed, you have been refined, you know the truth, and it hurts. It hurts so bad when you see what they have done to Nigeria and the children in Nigeria. The children, they have destroyed their future. The children, they have stolen their future. They will never get it back. Ever. They won't. They will never have access to better education. They will never have access to better healthcare. Ever. Now they won't even have access to any balanced diet. When they are turning majority of you into prayer warriors, let us pray for Nigeria. Let us pray for the contraption to work. Close your eyes, let us pray. And then you close your eyes. By the time you open it, they've looted you blind. If you are not comfortable with this, then go and contest the election and vote them out. Really? Vote them out. Like you are going to wait and vote them out. It's so unfair. See, when I look at all of this, when I think of it generally, I'm like, it is really, really unfair. Is it because the people are so ignorant and they're like, I don't know, like so miseducated or poorly educated that cause this level of ignorance that they do not know the damages these guys have done to them or they are still doing. So it hurts. Alone. It does hurt. It's unfair. It's not fair. It's not. These children you see around, you see educated people in position of those ones. We have rogues, criminals in position of authority. And you see educated people that knows better. Let us advise the government. We need to advise we need to advise the government. How do you advise people who are intentionally doing this to people with no consequences? Nothing. The majority of you now who are in the middle class, who claim to be the middle class, some of you don't even know what's going on. You do not even want to know. You have elevated ignorance to a sort of, an enviable level that you cannot be like, or more. I'm jealous of your ignorance. So how can you be so ignorant? Like how? Economic illiterate, speaking grammar, speaking phonetics, speaking this and that, and you're watching these rogues mortgage the future of millions of people. Like, I saw a video where this is on Insecurity, right? A local government chairman in Sokoto was lamenting, and they invited their Patawale, a terrorist himself, a terrorist sponsor, sympathizer, somebody who have his own terror group armed to their like mining gold for him, rather than him face the real, the charges for his crime. He is rewarded as a minister. I mean, out of 48 ministers appointed by Tifnumbu, 34 of them, 34 of the ministers are criminals. Others, they are not clean up, but 34 are known career criminals, former governors, former this and that. The what's that guy's name? Akume, who happened to be a former governor, a criminal. He was a minister of planning or something under Bukwari. Now he is the secretary to the government of the Federation of Nigeria. Look around. What do you expect? Like, what do you really expect when you have those who are supposed to be in jail? They are being protected by the people that are supposed to put them in jail. I don't understand. Opatawale was somewhere in Sokoto where they said that the terrorists are the ones who are appointing emirs, removing emirs, removing village head and all that. And there's almost nothing anybody can do. So he was there, protected, guided. Somebody who is supposed to be prison. And they are telling you that Nigeria is, everything is, it's unfair. It is totally unfair.
Shugabannin tsaro da muke tare da su da 'yan jarida al'ummar garin Gombe.
Ku bude.
Masu girma na fafatikar da ake yi domin tabbatar da ganin zaman lafiya da tsaro a wannan yanki namu.
Ga wani ya kawo da zai tuci cikin wani
So kake da kashi.
ba ka shiga da can ciki ko
Jami'in shi muna ungon nan ne.
Here for you, we come to see you, and to see how you are doing. It is the responsibility of the village to protect the territorial integrity of our nation. Therefore, it is our own responsibility to follow up to see what successes have we recorded. If you recall, our first visit to Sokoto, we recorded a lot of successes by eliminating some of the leaders of the bandits. And the rest are sure that even this my visit, we are going to do more. We are going to bring some of them by any way, inshallah, either to kill them or to bring them alive. Therefore, we are here for this operation, and we have the proof, and we encourage them. And I'm so excited how people appreciate our effort for telling us that for the first 8 years, there is no any intention or any government official that follow the rules that we have followed. People are saying that those roads are blocked by bandits. Today, we successfully opened all the roads that were blocked by bandits. Therefore, I'm happy with that. I assure the people of Sokoto that the federal government is with them and will ensure the safety and security of all the states. And all the governors of the Northwest is to come up together. It's a collective responsibility for all of us. The security challenges is not just for federal government alone. It is for all of us, including you, the media. Therefore, I call upon all the governors from the Northwest to come up together to team up with the federal government so that we can achieve what our people give us the mandate to. The major issue in the Northwest is security. We all lost. Therefore, how are we going to team up to confront this criminal? It is a teamwork. We have to work together. We shall be ourselves, and we shall provide a good leadership to the citizens of this country.
From the communities, you understand, we have visited so far. You can see how, they are working, how people, they were happy seeing the presence of the military, you understand, in the areas whereby in the past 4 to 5 years, no official have ever visited. Today, alhamdulillah, we have visited that place. More especially a place like Gidan Sale, the road we pass through, the project road we pass through from Gidan Sale down to Koolu. No official have ever visited.
It is the kind of show off that make people think these guys are indeed interested in providing security for them. No, they are not. You can't have terror or terrorist sponsor then come to fight the terrorists for you. No, the thing is, he will likely use his office, which is what they have been doing, to chase the ones that are not in their camp. But the victims, the people will always be the victims. Vincent Brown, I kind of see your comments. And you know why I am, I am expected to highlight your comment. Once you put a super chat question up, okay? But here is something I will say. Somebody already answered you, but because I am likely going to be quoted, okay? My reaction to that, because I saw it, is that you do not need the UK Prime Minister or UK number 10 per se, number 10, which is Downing Street, right? You do not need Downing Street before you can move for Yoruba Nation. The most important thing is that you cannot have a petition given to number 10 for Yoruba Nation when you are promoting and supporting Tifnumbu back in Nigeria. Tifnumbu that is 100% against the emergence of Yoruba Nation. Okay, so it is contradictory. And what you can possibly say is that it's just like a new vista of there is a word for that. I use the word scheme. You have no idea how much that is, how much money or how much fraud that is going to help them sort of, propagate for the next few months. Okay, I won't say more than that. So what you really need is that when the Yorubas, right, when the Yorubas in Yoruba land agrees that they are done with Nigeria, they won't need number 10's letter or what do you call it? United Nation. I don't know how many of you will remember when they are brandishing the United Nation petition that they wrote in 2021 or 2022? Yeah, the one that that declared Yoruba Nation. I don't know if you remember that one.
So, but this one is the latest. So they're going to run. They're going to run our people street, and most of the people they will run street are the Abroadians. There are people who really want Yoruba Nation from abroad. There are so many Yorubas who have been in, especially in this UK and all over the world, who really desires that Yorubas should be out of that place, out of Nigeria. So now so that they run them street. So with what you saw, they also had a video of a street rally too, you know, where they had a rally. I was invited, but I was like, nah. You know, I was invited to that nonsense, by the way, but I was like, nah. I am not going to fall for that crap again. I fell for it a while, but until I get to know this, you know, until I got to know, I'm gonna. Man, I don't know if I put this on the screen, you won't see the name of this person. Okay, let's see. So I was invited to where they, you know, it's about validation, so, right? So I fell for it before, where I use my platform to help them promote some of these things, right? Because, yeah, sometimes they look legit. Until when Tifnumbu came, and then you realize that it was all fraud, lies. So they won't really sit where I sit. They won't really kind of have somebody like me around. Because the question is going to be like, can I see the content of that nonsense you are putting up there? But again, when Yorubas want Yoruba Nation, I think everybody will know. And that's why we are doing our best to kind of educate our people. It is a good thing that we want our people out of that, you know, out of that contraption, sincerely. But there are those who have opened shop on it. And yeah, they're going to run it and run it and run it. And then, yeah, Igbo himself will join them. You know, it is what it is. So, to those who really want a Yoruba Nation and all of that, they must know that anybody who wants a Yoruba Nation, okay, it has to come from the people, because the majority of us, like back in Nigeria, in Yoruba land, as it is, you need them to understand why we want Yoruba Nation or why we must have Yoruba Nation, okay? So not this kind of like, you know. So the Lano and the guys who are running things is so rotten, so rotten that please don't drag me into it again, okay? I just had to answer you, Vincent Brown, okay? But the thing is that, as it stands, right, you cannot want Yoruba Nation from London or send a letter to number 10, probably just drop it somewhere in the trash can after they left. But yeah, they had their picture taken in front of the place. And then people will need to donate money. We need to donate money, okay? So that we can put our army together, the Yoruba army, and others that we need to protect Yoruba land. It's all small screen. But yeah, because people we have this I've met a lot of them. I've met a lot of genuine Yorubas, elderly men and women, who genuinely want us to leave that place. And they've ended up in the hands of career thieves, who are mostly like, you know, just milking it. So the next you're going to be hearing soon is that UK Prime Minister has approved this. UK, you don't need the UK. So you won't even see the UK approve the Yoruba Nation or breakup of Nigeria. You know that. They do not have any say in it. Rather, they will ensure that we remain in that contraption. But when our people, when you have millions of them, the millions of them, who knows why they have to leave that contraption? Not even the governors, the senators or Tifnubu and gang can stop them. But these ones are just like, you know, my opinion. You asked for my opinion, and that's my opinion. It's true. You know, I know them very well. I know them very well, very, very well. I don't think you want to fall into their trap second time. And if you want to, I won't help you or help anybody to fall into their scheme again. Okay? So the day I will see tens of thousands of Yorubas march in Lagos, in Ibadan, in Abeokuta, in Ogun State, or Oshun, Ondo. Even you yourself go to say, people say Yorubas are ready. You get what I mean? But presently, the only people who are actually against the emergence of Yoruba Nation, they are the Yorubas themselves. The likes of Tifnumbu and Co. They do not want Nigeria to break up. If Nigeria is going to break up, maybe after they have spent they have looted wherever they will loot for 8 years, satisfied, then they can start talking about Yoruba Nation again. So these are just charlatans, clowns. Okay? But let them enjoy it. At least it's social media. Right? Let's leave that one. Okay. Remember this guy, Kenneth? I picked on few things he had to say just 2 days ago. And I've wanted to share it before we continue. He's talking more about the inability of the opposition, so to say, to form enough force that could tackle the likes of Tifnumbu and gang. So I'll share this, then we'll go to another one. Mike, just use that. Take two break.
Choose to fight for yourself. Now fuel is 1,200. And I was in this place and told them that even if Dangote refinery comes on air, that it will not be cheap. I told them hunger will continue. I told them this policy is unsustainable. My words are there. I am an economist. I read business administration. And by the basic econometrics, I said the only thing removing subsidy is beautiful. It's embarrassing. You're an oil producing nation and you're paying subsidy. That is paying for incompetence and corruption. Now, incompetence that your refineries are not working. Corruption that even when they are not working, if we import 40 million liters, you say it's 60 million liters. So if you remove the corruption, remove the incompetence, let your refineries work, remove monopoly, saturate the system with supply, and end monopoly, you don't need subsidy. And these things are easy. China built hospital during the COVID-19 in 6 days that accommodated 2,000, 3,000 persons. Nigeria, for 30 years, cannot repair the refineries.
Right.
Who did this thing to us? Okay. May God forgive all of us.
Right. Mr. Kenneth.
Oh, this is just sheer madness.
Right. Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo, thank you so much for joining us on Arise Prime Time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, first of all, I said this before and I'm saying it again. I have no business with any Abure-led Labour Party. So that is settled. At any point in time, it is decided that Abure is the chairman of Labour Party. That ends it for me, for that Labour Party. Because we set out saying we would destroy the structure of criminality. And that agenda has not been removed. But that's, by the way, it's important to note that before Abure went to court, INEC has rejected him. The elected members rejected him. Members of Labour Party did not vote for him. By his own admission, recall that Abure said he came out unopposed. Abure said everybody in that NWC came out unopposed. So that's an admission that no single member of Labour Party voted for them. So you cannot sit down in your house or the backyard of any place and call yourself any name and you expect people to agree. Because elections are the hallmark of democracy. And elections confer legitimacy to any government. So without election, the test for popular participation and legitimacy is gone. So they do not have legitimacy. The court can rule anything the court wants to rule. The constitution will not change. Section 223 say that periodic election must be guaranteed. Section 82, subsection 3 said the executives of parties must emerge from the members of the party or their elected delegates. And then, let me say it again, Abure went to court before they instituted the caretaker chairman and the committee. And that again tells you that we are all culpable for what is going on in Labour Party. Recall the last time I was here in this interview. I was saying we must deal with this issue decisively. You don't leave a party for 3 months without leadership and expect to come down to meet it the same. Immediately Abure's tenure was over, we were meant to choose.
Right, that's enough. Okay. You see why I said earlier that I shouldn't be dragged into whatever it is that these guys are after. Okay, it's because most of the time, right, it's going to be as if it is something more personal, and it is not. Okay, so we were all here when we felt like the ideal thing is to encourage our people, possibly don't participate in their Charade elections, okay? Don't be part of it. Then they participated. And then Tifnumbu's hardship, as you have come to now know, as I mean, to know it as a T-pain stuff, right? Started. So it got to a point where people now said they wanted to protest. They wanted to protest against the hardship and hunger. This was just about 2 months ago. Just reason. I'm replying to your comment. Okay. Something that possibly got you kicked out of this platform. Something similar. And it seems that you are about to get kicked off again. Though you won't really lose anything. Doesn't really probably add anything to you or take anything away from you. But don't ever put me and that Inoki in the same sentence again. Ever. Do you understand? Or whatever you call him. Don't ever put me, my name, and that Mofos. Don't ever put them in the same sentence again, ever. I am not trying to be, what do you call it? The Mr. No Say It All, as some of you probably would like to say. But when I discover a fraud, I would never want to be associated with it. Right? So people said they wanted to protest against hardship in Nigeria. You know me. I'll always be on the side of those who probably form their own mouth and say, yeah, we've had enough, even if it's not going to last. I'll still kind of side the people that I considered making move or standing up for something. So what did they do? They started what was then called, as part of, it was around that time that they were also doing, what's it called, Oro. That they were bringing Oro out in Lagos and some other places, right? Where they were like telling the Yorubas not to participate in that protest. And I was furious because knowing what I knew then, right? The last person I would see, or I would actually expect, right, to publicly, because for any reason support Tifnumbu, would be these guys, including Igboho himself. But then they said, that's Inoki of a guy issued a statement on behalf of Igboho. And that statement was that Yorubas will not be part of any protest. I was like, who the hell are these guys? And not just that. He went as far as calling out the protesters Igbo protest. And I was like, what? We were always like on this platform trying to expose the politically sponsored tribalism. Here you get. Where if you pay attention very well about some of this tribalism, left, right, and center, it's political. I have said that many times. None of them represent, whether Igbo or Yoruba, doesn't represent anybody. It is to keep people divided, and they know how to do that. To the point that the mad lunatic actually went on to talk about, I don't care about any Igbo. I was like, were you not the same people who told me that you gave Simon Ekpa money to give you weapons, that you are going to use it to chase the security out of Yoruba? And I was like, you better don't try it. You better don't start what I believe would have been our own sort of, homegrown insecurity sort of in Yoruba land. I said that. And I remember doing a program on it, but I just didn't give you all the details. So I was like, so you don't like the Igbos anymore? I thought you guys were like, you signed a pact, you did all this, your signing pact online. Have you forgotten that? Ridiculing, making a mess of a legitimate advocacy. It is a legitimate advocacy for anybody to say, okay, we self-determination. It's a legitimate advocacy. Ordinarily, if not being criminalized in Nigeria, right? It's legitimate advocacy. So what could have gone so wrong that in defense of Tifnumbu, you are ready to throw everything at everyone, like throw the sink, the kitchen, everything at everyone like that? So what changed? Right? So I called them out here. So what did they do? They came for my personality. They took it personal. He even made a call with Sunday himself. Hello, Oluye. Are you not the one who said I should say, yes, it's my author. I was like, fuck off. Right? So you are now defending Tifnumbu. Like people who are our people who are now like economically strangulated. They are shouting a being power, a being power. They don't really matter to you. So you are now talking about Tifnumbu that way. So just reason. Don't put me and that guy in that same sentence anymore, ever. I do not have anything to do with them. And, you know, I sort of regret, you know, dragging my people here to believe that they could have something. And I'll actually not really regret everything per se, because somehow it helped in showing the type of people on this platform that, you know, it doesn't matter who is the victim of injustice. We always bond together, right? And give our own little support. See if we can possibly drag them out of the hands of their oppressors, right? It doesn't matter whether they are Yoruba, Igbo, or Hausa, or whatever. You know that. As a Yoruba man, it was better that we could give a bigger platform like this to add a bigger voice to the voice of others. But when I got to know what I know, that's why I said, don't try to kind of put words in my mouth, put fingers in my mouth. In a way, I wouldn't really want to talk about them if not Vincent Brown that said, what do I have to say about that? And I know a lot of people that listen to me will likely want to know, what's your view? I won't do a program because of them. Do you get that? But at the same time, I can pass on the message and say, well, we should do it in a better way. Do you know why they won't really kind of stand where I stand per se? And they would rather go on to the level of blackmailing and abuses and all that. You know why? Their head, their supposed professor head. That old man. The one that is his deputy. Right? I asked them just one single question. Just one very, very, important question. How do you think we're going to go about achieving this Yoruba nation? They have no idea. No? They mostly believe that they have to write a letter to United Nations. United Nations can't declare any country. Come on. Say no, the country. I was like, man, it's a mistake, man. Damn. But nevertheless, we will still won't let Nigeria treat us or treat any of us like nothing. And that was what Bukwari did. Treated our people like that. Right? So only for you to turn around and become the defender of the person. So who is deceiving who? So is it going to be like here that's going to go to and say, hey, Tifnumbu, we are declare Yoruba nation. That's mockery. It's called making mockery of a legitimate advocacy. So I don't have anything with them. I don't have anything to settle with them. Don't ever put me in the same sentence with them anymore. And maybe people should stop asking me about them. I have told you here before that I am not, what do you call it? I'm not, is it called human rights fighter or something? Even though I might be, But I am not somebody who is here to come and declare Yoruba Nation. I am here to educate everyone to understand why. Maybe if we get to see a lot of us who are educated enough to know why, then start giving the support to, add our voice to, we need to part away from this contraption. So once we get that critical mass, or we have that critical number or that massive number, and I've said this also, I've said this on this platform as well, that I would rather we channel our energy towards these criminals called the Yoruba governors, Yoruba senators, Yoruba politicians, Yoruba obas, and the rest of all these rogues who have betrayed our people so badly, have let our people down so badly, and not because of what Nigeria is offering them or what Nigeria has to give to them. So channel our energy towards them, neutralize them, take the power away from them, and install the real pro-Yorubas in charge of Yoruba land. Don't you think that's something that is more kind of like achievable? Where a Yoruba senator, a Yoruba governor, or Yoruba this can stand up and say, you know what? We are declaring a resolution that we are leaving Nigeria. And the entire Nigeria will just have to get ready either to start a war with us as a people, or negotiate with us. I'm not saying that my idea is going to be like one size fits all. But my idea is the idea that says we need Yoruba, educated Yorubas, we need Yoruba Omoluabis to understand why we need to leave this contraption before our people are totally consumed by the destructive contraption called Nigeria. So I will spend my time as long as it takes me to keep educating people why they should drop the idea of this, their one Nigeria. Promote the progress of Yoruba land, not chase clout and be looking forward to help you declare. It doesn't work that way. Do you understand that now? So don't ever put me and that lunatics and their group or whatever it is. Don't ever put me in the same sentence, ever. And if that sounds like being arrogant or being proud to you, so be it. Just respect it. Okay? Now we appreciate it. So we have our people brainwashed. Brainwashed that once a Yoruba man is in charge of a contraption like that, Nigeria, even if we are being killed, even if we are being kidnapped as it is, by the Fulanis that doesn't really spare anyone, it is not in our place to call it out or condemn them publicly, because we will be doing a disservice to people who don't give a damn about us. I share that on this platform all the time. The people that hated Yoruba people most are the Yorubas. They are supposed to be the Yorubas, but they are the Omuale Yorubas. They are the governors, the senators, and the rest. Look at what they have done to us in Yoruba land. They destroyed our education. Now we have most of our people that are now like Almajiris. Who do we blame? We blame the Fulanis or Hausas or the Igbos. We have those who have destroyed Yoruba land, but they want us to blame other people for it. So what is the essence of our education? If we actually look at, we have the Yoruba Obas who are supposed to be the custodian of Yoruba culture and tradition. They've betrayed all of that. Yeah, they have. You look at those who have become the Omoniles in Yoruba land today. The land grabbers in Yoruba land today. They are those ones who parade themselves as a crowned kings in Yoruba land. You look at those who promises to help the Fulani government of Nigeria to tame our people because they will buy them cars. They will give them money. They are the Yoruba Obas, the supposed custodian of Yoruba tradition and culture. They are in bed. Even when they've become so demoted that ordinary local government chairman, the politician can remove any Yoruba Oba anytime if he misbehave. They are not pained, they are not worried. They would rather just, go to and obey and keep us in this place. So if we have to do any cleansing whatsoever, the people that have made us more vulnerable in Yoruba land, they have been the Yorubas. Starting with this drug dealer, this heroin trafficker, Tifnumbu. Now, when you skin up. We now have drug dealers, treasury looters, certificate forgers as those being paraded as role models to our young children in Yoruba land. How does that even make you feel? Drug dealers, drug traffickers, as royal fathers, land grabbers. But they want you to kind of remember you are a Yoruba, we are Yorubas. Yorubas don't. What the hell up, man? That is the problem. And that is why our people, maybe not these ones, maybe the younger generation that needed to know, right? Once they get to know the truth, and they have that critical mass, which is the number, then we can start what is called the internal mutiny, the internal cleansing. The ones that will actually rejig the entire structure of our land. We being part of this contraption is not by our wish. And there are those that want us to remain like that because they get paid. It pays them. Their children, their family members and the rest of them, they all have the citizenship of different countries. You could opt out of that contraption anytime, any day. But our people that are there, millions of them, trapped, they need clarity. They do. And I don't think anybody should be taking advantage of that. So that's why I call myself a teacher, not a freedom fighter. Don't fight for anybody's freedom. Teach you that if you are ready to fight, and I'm willing to fight, and we all are ready to fight for our own freedom, then the freedom is not going to elude us forever. But the chancers, smugglers, criminals who are in bed with the same rogues running that place, they can't lead us anywhere. Now, that's not how it's done in my own book. So I saw a video of the kidnapped, the video, the reported kidnap of passengers of God is Good Motors, GIG. So they kidnapped all the passengers. They released the driver. And then the company is not interested in addressing the victim's family who are asking about their relatives kidnapped. It was chaotic. I think it's somewhere in Enugu, I believe. Here.
You fighting their passengers, fighting their customers back again. Fighting their GIG motors. Look at them. Passengers have been missing since yesterday. Nothing has been done. Nothing. GIG motors. Look at their faces, oh. GIG motors. GIG motors, oh. Kidnappers picked every single person and left their driver. Every single person and left only their driver. Imagine. You fighting their passengers.
You see, that's the situation. And those are the ones that makes it to the internet. A lot of them don't make it to the internet. They don't. And even until you are a victim, you probably would never really believe that it's possible. I know there are so many people who believe that it's possible now, but somehow they still kind of feel like it could be exaggerated. It could be exaggerated. One of these things is exaggerated. None. It's not stopped. In the time of Bokwari, people were being kidnapped, ransoms were being paid. Do you know that just 2 days ago or so, today's Sunday, 2 days ago, on Friday, 3 crew members of DSTV, Abi, is that what you call it, DSTV in Nigeria? Yeah, I think they wanted to go and cover the qualifying match between Nigeria and Libya, I think, in Akwa Ibom. Yeah. Nigeria was playing a qualifying All-African games or All-African nation, whatever, qualifying game. And 3 crew members were traveling to go and cover that for their DSTV or Super Sport or something. But they got kidnapped somewhere in Anambra. Yeah. And guess what? By yesterday, yesterday evening, it was announced that they've been killed. The 3 of them. by kidnappers. And we probably would never know. Maybe they are kidnapped by unknown gunmen or kidnapped by the Fulani terrorists. We won't know. That's the situation they have in that contraption. But they are doing a lot as well to kind of kill some of these news, to kill them in the media, downplay them. Everybody just move on. So the moment you want to start latching on some of this failure of government, they will just drop the tribalism in it. And yeah, everybody will get busy. Tribalism. It's unfortunate. It is. So I saw Prince JJ yesterday though. They were looking for Koolu, but Koolu left London 2 days ago for France. But he still sent me this video. I'll put that on before I continue.
Àwa àti òbí báyìí ó á pọ̀ kiri gan. Àti dọ́dọ̀ yín bí báyìí ní Abuja House. Kò kàn mí o bóyá ẹ sọ pé à ń sọ Yorùbá gbára. A fẹ́ kó gbọ́ dáadáa ẹ jáde. Ẹ fi Nnamdi Kanu kalẹ̀ o. Wọ́n á gba abẹ́rẹ́ yìí kẹ́ máa ń padà sí ìlú rẹ̀ Nàìjíríà. Èèyàn tó dá lójú London lójú UK ṣe ẹ padà kan lọ tún Nàìjíríà ṣe Tinubu o ẹ ní bàjẹ́ Nàìjíríà kẹ máa ń sáré wá sí London kẹ máa ń wá sùn bí báyìí ẹ ní sùn bí báyìí o IPOB ò ní gbé ẹ ní sùn bí báyìí ẹ máa padà sí ìlú Nàìjíríà tẹ́ ti bàjẹ́. Ẹ ti fi ebi pa gbogbo Nàìjíríà. Àwa IPOB a ní bá àwọn Nàìjíríà kú nínú ebi pa mi. Ṣógbọ́ o, ṣógbọ́, jẹ́gbẹ́ tí ẹ ṣí o Tinubu, ẹ fi Nnamdi Kanu kalẹ̀, ẹ fi Nnamdi Kanu kalẹ̀, ẹ fi Nnamdi Kanu kalẹ̀, Tinubu o. Ẹ jáde kẹ́pà abẹ́rẹ́ yìí, kẹ́ máa ń padà sí ìlú yín Nàìjíríà, bíbá UK, ní 12 of October 2024. Ní wá sí UK kẹ́ máa ń wá fàájì ẹ máa ń wá fàájì ní UK ara ẹ̀ ò yá kò sí fàájì fún yín níbà yìí ẹ padà sí Nàìjíríà tẹ́ ti bàjẹ́ kẹ́ lọ tún ṣe lọ tún Nàìjíríà ṣe IPOB ó ti dé o á ti dé o. Ẹ fi Nnamdi Kanu kalẹ̀ o. Ẹ fi Nnamdi Kanu kalẹ̀ o. A ní gbà fún yín o. A ní gbà fún anybody. Ẹ fi Nnamdi Kanu kalẹ̀. A ní gbà fún anybody. Anybody à ń lọ lé wa là ń lọ. Biafra ní lé wa. A ní sùn nílé Nàìjíríà. À ń ṣe Nàìjíríà rárá Ọlọ́run máa jẹ́. A ní kú nínú corruption. A ní kú nínú ebi ìpàdé nítorí Ọlọ́run ẹ fi Nnamdi Kanu kalẹ̀ kẹ́ fún wa a date of referendum à ń lọ lé à ń ṣe Nàìjíríà à ń lọ lé tó gbọ́ à ń lọ lé àfẹ́ Nàìjíríà mọ́ tó.
Àfẹ́ Nàìjíríà mọ́. That's Prince JJ Man and others. They were like at the London House. I think it was yesterday, right? It was yesterday. So, well, that is that. Again, you cannot say you want a Yoruba Nation because Bokwari was there. And now that Tinubu is there, you do not want that Yoruba Nation per se. Okay? Because a Yoruba man is there now. I went to go and check her Facebook, okay? I saw one person there. It's a princess something. Princess, Alayoba Jenny, auntie, we know your type, okay? And we know the scam you have run all this while. Shem Gonsi. So you are never going to like somebody like me. a lot of you would never like somebody like, because someone like me is just like, got to come by business, because, man, how do you switch? How did you switch from wanting Yoruba Nation now to supporting Tifnumbu? Like, how? I don't know if some of you noticed them, by the way, right? Remember when we were like, Yoruba Nation now, Yoruba Nation now. Only for una to now turn on herself to the bigoted Olori Burukus on social media because of Tifnumbu. I remember when majority of you used to have IPOB here, Yoruba Nation here. I bet you I still have some of the videos. Because Yoruba, Biafra was the most loudest, most coordinated, organized self-determination campaign online. 4 years ago, 3 years ago, I remember. Then Tifnumbu became APC, Egbekebe's candidate. Everybody changed. Even their Professor Papa changed. Right? Their Professor Papa was like, it would want Tifnumbu to be, that if Nigeria break, right? It would want Tifnumbu to be the president of Nigeria, Yoruba Nation. Why would you say that? Here you get. So I'm just kind of curious that majority of una used to have the picture of Igbo and Nnamdi Kanu. I don't know if some of you remember this. I met them in London. I met some of them in London, right? It was like, IPOB. When Prince Jejeman was shooting the video of his song, we are going home. Oh, Mama Dike. You remember that song? So I was invited to London to be part of that. So I was even the king. And guess what? Well, there, the Yoruba Nation, the IPOB, the mingling together, happy. So now wanted Yoruba Nation because of a Fulani man is in charge. So immediately, a Yoruba man became the candidate of APC, Egbekegbe. Bigotry just set in. The Igbos are now this, the Igbos are that. Some of you were so shameless that even that same your social media, where you are shouting Nnamdi Kanu and Igbo. So when Igbo got arrested in Benin Republic, so they started comparing him to Nnamdi Kanu. So we are all like, free Nnamdi Kanu, free Igbo, free Nnamdi Kanu. You remember? Then Tifnumbu became the presidential candidate of APC. And boom, bigotry just set in. These Igbo people, these Igbo are on that same page, that same social media page. I don't know if you went back to delete everything you wrote about them, all the nice things. Some of them were like, I wish we are like coordinated. We are organized like these Igbo people. These Igbo people are so organized. I was like, yeah, we can be. If we are not hypocrites. Then suddenly, the same set of people started bigotry. I'm like, oh, this is shameful, man. So now the same people that were like, Maiyegun, even their papa came to my platform. You remember? Yeah, the old man came here. But at the end of the day, it was pretty much like it was like a jobbing. So last now money scattered there, by the way. Yeah, the number 2, open shop on top the whole thing. The number 1 didn't know. So the number 2 was like milking them so much that they became so upset. It's a long story. Here you go. So if you now come here to abuse me, you are not new. The thing is that I know them more than you. I know all of them very well. Like I know them like I know the back of my hand. You get? So if you are watching me on Facebook and somehow you probably feel upset, I understand. I do. The truth is that your scams and all of that thing you are running won't really last much. Have you not noticed that you're just probably, except for a few of you who are having a mental health problem, like right? Nobody is really kind of listening to you anymore. But yeah, you have a new picture that you can begin to use to. Where's your Yaonidiri, by the way? Yaonidiri, how is she? Eh? I mean, the last time I saw mobile advert in front of the United Nations in New York. Right, you know, you could pay for that. Yeah, you pay them for per hour. So you give them what you want them to post, to flag for you. So they will be driving the truck in front of the United Nations all around the New York space there. Yoruba Nation, this or that. They even have Are. Remember that guy that said he's the Are Yoruba? Is now the Yoruba president and all that. Where is he? When you finish running your madness, right? You will disappear. It's not new. You will disappear. It's just unfortunate that you've done so much damages. You've done so much damages, man. People just see it as a joke now. I mean, you remember when it was so kind of strong 4 years ago, when everybody was like, some were even like, the fact that this Maiyegun is involved, that means this thing must be real. And I was like, yeah, I wanted it to be. But I was more interested in the injustice against them, you know. But some of the pronouncements are just so ridiculous. Pronouncement of illiterates. I'm talking about very daft illiterate people. You know, they messed up the whole thing at the end of the day. They did. Unfortunately, so you're not going to like me. I don't think so. Right? Probably I'll give you something to talk about now. For the next few days, though. Adam. Okay? So finally, ladies and gentlemen, here is what I believe drives some of these lunatics in defense of Tifnumbu. This is what they have turned our people into. Even the supposedly educated and not educated ones too. Listen, all because of this Tifnumbu, the drug dealer. Man, they were angry with me that I'm calling Tifnumbu a druggie. Can you imagine? A certificate forger. They are now planning. One person is even saying they want to establish a university of. Can you believe that they want to have university for a man that never went to school? No, he didn't. Yeah, the certificate forger. They want to have a university. No, sorry, Bola Ahmed Tifnumbu University of Nigerian Languages. Can you even say this to your children and say this is a role model in Yoruba land? Yoruba land. So this is what they've turned our people into.
Thank you. It is the turn on the Southwest. The Southwest has never been president before.
But we've had Olusegun Obasanjo.
No, Olusegun Obasanjo is an Igbo man. He came from Anambra State. His father is an Igbo man.
Do you have evidence to this, sir?
My friend, it is he who should come out and say, no, he's not an Igbo man. Everybody knows that it's not a hidden fact. His father became the Obi of Onitsha.
You said the last time that Tinubu is an Anambra.
Yes, you know.
How you tell what are your facts that Tinubu is an Anambra?
Tinubu mother from Osun State. His father from Anambra. You know, we for Onitsha side.
So is that the reason why you said that's the reason why Yoruba are suffering?
Yes, sir.
You said yes. Yoruba are suffering because Tinubu is from Anambra.
Yes, that's why we are suffering now.
Why? So Tinubu government can't favor Igbo?
Yes, see the reason. The Igbo people, they joined the Tinubu regime. So there's no suffering at all.
Igbo people, they enjoy.
Well.
Papa, what do you have to say?
It's true. Igbo people, they enjoy.
They are enjoying Tinubu.
They are enjoying Tinubu administration. He favor them.
He no favor.
He no favor Yoruba and Hausa, but he favor Igbos.
You said Tinubu is from Anambra. Do you?
He from Anambra 50. He mother from Osun. From
His mother?
A mother, Irabiji, from Irabiji.
Okay. How can be a Lagosian?
Don't worry, everybody now can be
he's a Muslim.
He's a Muslim.
So but that's the reason why Yoruba people are suffering the government.
Yes. A father from Anambra, from Inewi. Yes. Here with his mother, they meet at Lagos.
Okay.
So that's
why
they are
suffering because Igbo man, they favor Igbo man.
They favor Igbo man. Yes.
Mama, come. Where did they go? Can't take the mic and talk. People, are you happy with the...
Do you think Awolowo will not be crying in his grave? Like,
these are the people I suffered to educate, free education. Do you think Awolowo will not be crying in his grave if Awolowo can look back and see all of these things today? Senator Adefuye, that one, the first video is a senator. He was a senator. And that's what they do. That is how they do their bigotry. They want people like us to kind of help them cover that up or amplify that. Abi, people like me will come here and say, it's true. It's like somebody that is now in charge and destroying Nigeria as we speak. And it's not just destroying Nigeria, it's destroying our people. But as a Yoruba, we just have to, excuse me, we just have to like, we need to shield him. We need to support him. Come on. So we must make sure that the generation that is here now and the one coming are told the truth. And the truth is that the worst from Yoruba land have hijacked power in Nigeria with their fellow Fulani terrorists from the Sahel. The Fulani terrorists have done their part, crippled Nigeria. These Yorubas, these worst Yorubas, they are burying the contraption as we speak, and they are burying our people with it. That's what they are doing. It's not as if like they are empowering our people separately and say, Yorubas are enjoying. No, nobody is. So when they are done, the carcass of the ruins, our people will be part of it eventually, right? And then they'll be handed over to another set of lunatics. So who are we going to blame then? Or is it then we are going to be shouting Yoruba Nation? We must break this country. This country must break. Is that when you will want to break Nigeria? It's unfortunate, though. So everybody who is enjoying T-pain in the contraption, whether you are from the north or from the south, right? You can tell me if this has been exaggerated, though. Okay, it's important that we know if it's been exaggerated or it's because people just don't like him, and if there is anything to really like about this druggie. So I will tell my children, Tifnumbu is a drug dealer. His wife is a drug dealer as well. When Tifnumbu was dealing in heroin trafficking in America, his wife, Remi Tifnumbu Rat, was helping them to open bank accounts that the money from heroin trafficking were being paid into and transferred. These are facts that our children must know. Now they are putting up his image here and there, will not change that. And I will tell my children, it doesn't represent me. It will never represent people like me. And it doesn't represent them too. So you should tell your children the same thing. So tomorrow they may whitewash him, like somebody will not go school, forge this certificate, is now planning to have a university. His name is unfortunate, you know. It is. So you don't have to like me, right? At the end of the day, this truth will live with you forever. Like you can't wish it away. The damages that these guys have done and the ones they are doing is going to outlive them. I hope you will remember that too. Yeah? So eventually, Yoruba land will be free.
when the children of Yoruba land realizes the type of bondage they are in, and those responsible for that. Just remember. Okay. So yeah, thanks for coming to my TED Talk rant. So I'll leave my line open because I know some of you might have one or two things to say. So this is going to be your shot, okay? So you can phone in and then add your voice too, okay? Hopefully, some of you will probably the supporters of this, this freeloaders, so to say, you probably can call in too, right? And you can ask me any question that I can possibly answer you. But if you really have to go as well, okay, you're free. But like the broadcast before you go, do. I will be back in a minute or two. See, it's getting colder and colder here in Glasgow, by the way. But you see, this is my office. I love it. It's feeling so warm. And it's not like hot, but warm. So when you go to that next room, it's freezing. When you walk into this room, I feel sleep here like that. I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't be telling you because it seems it should be normal, right? I have my first caller. And I think it's older. Is that you?
Yes, it's me.
It is older.
It's me.
You're my first caller this night, Papa. Make it quick now.
Yes.
Don't blame me. Say I know the time people anymore. I think we should.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm fine. And you? I hope you're fine too. I can see.
I don't put plate for my face. You see, I don't get splash.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Nah,
Sorry.
It's better than the last time. That was like a bargain. It was like bargain like that. I was like, I don't like that. But
Yeah. You know, Nigeria, the one and only duty of that of their government is to keep Nigeria the way it is. You know, just to keep them, contain them, and that's what even the yes, just to contain it. It doesn't really matter how the citizens in there are doing, if they are doing well or not.
Citizens themselves.
A lot of them,
it doesn't concern anyone. Yeah.
A lot of them are just like more or less like okay, the way it is, in my own opinion.
Yeah, you know, because the government are doing everything possible to make sure that everyone will accept it, right? And some of the ones that they have bought, or maybe more than some that they've bought their conscience, they've bought them in. They don't, you know, they can't say no to it, so they just have to, you know, continue accepting it the way it is. So, and again, Nigeria is not a producing country. We think that, oh, they are producing oil, and is that, you know, the oil that they've already sold to collect the physical dollar. They should go and live by the examples of the Asian countries like Saudi Arabia, whatever. They never took much, you know, physical dollar, apart from them asking all these international countries to say, oh, look, come and build our country. We want the replica of what you have there, medical infrastructure and road infrastructure and all that. But because these white, you know, people, why would anybody we argue that, oh, whites are far intelligent more than the blacks, right? Because these people, they're falling into this ordinary paper, what is called dollar, that is currently controlling the world. That, okay, we give you that dollar and then just sell your future to us, which they've already sold, instead of them build the country to a standard, to a level that, yes, okay, here, you know, we've been somewhere. So, and there will never be a revolt, because now as it stands, they've bought, you know, the current the government have already taken everything. So, and of course, who is left to, you know, to counter it? Because the money is controlled by the current government, and then it will be like that for God knows. So, and which it create the possibility that at some point, the only thing that the people might revolt, and the revolt means, you know, them when Liberia revolted against what's the Samuel Doe, it was from outside. They came from outside, and then even in
the Chancellor
yes,
that led it also ended up as worse than
oh yeah, and then even in Kinshasa, in Congo, when Mobutu was there, they came from outside. So you know, so I think that's where Nigeria might end up, you know, going eventually, because yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
Papa. Let me take another one. I want to see if I can actually keep to time, as I've been accused of, Maiyegun, you need to keep to. Okay, I'll try. So this will be it now. Okay, Baba. Thank you very much. Hold up. All right. You have a good one, sir. Now here is another caller. Somebody said we should try a mock, a mock referendum for a start. You see, a mock referendum is it has to do with the spread of the message itself. Okay. Clement said that we should try a mock. You see, trying a mock referendum means we must have the sizable number of people at home, okay, who are indeed interested in leaving Nigeria. You get that now? So that simply means that you can just put that out and say, let's try this and let's try that. But if we try it online, it is not really, really reliable. But I'm not going to say I know about it all, okay? I don't. But in my own kind of, my own, from my experience, right? Using the social media or online mock referendum won't give you the real, the real result per se. We can do what's called the collection of the signatures, right? That's another way we can actually get to know who and who is on board and not. The collection of the physical signature. That has been done before, but you also need resources to do that across the Yoruba land. That's doable, but you need a lot of resources to do that. Get people assembled and get all the materials ready and take them to every corner of the land. Oh, it is not impossible. Here is Ken. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun. How are you?
I am very well. Kenneth, how are you, sir?
I'm fine, and you?
Very well, oh. Just came under the knife, but you know, getting there, I'll say.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Thank you for all that you've done and all that you still be doing. Trust me, I've not been calling, but I've been watching closely, and I've been paying attention to everything that has been going on. And my contribution here is that I think I want all of us. I believe every one of us here at the platform already know this, but let me see if I can reemphasize it again. You see, we have a the Nigerian state. I'm talking about our people who time and again, they are not redeemable, really. They are not. Yeah, they're not redeemable. They love and they cherish and worship their oppressors. They do that in such that when you see the way they come to your platform here, even Maiyegun here, right here, they write all this nonsense they do. They sometimes even goes on the offensive, on the attack at you, and then
I see them all the time. So
and then
it's always personal to them. Like when you see, when I talk about others, right, they agree, but when I touch people, they kind of like, and they do not. That's when I have a problem with them. I've gone beyond that, though.
Yeah, so they're not redeemable. So for me personally, technically, the best we can do is what we're currently doing. You inherit, and you will take what you have, what you said. This is what you want. So for us is to keep on talking and then bringing them to reality, to the truth of what it is. Eventually, when you
do it exactly.
When you are born again, that is if you are really born again. You are born again to see the light, to see the truth itself. Then fair enough. Because now you look at it this way. This is why I'm saying I make this point.
Right.
At 600 and something naira per liter, you skyrocket it to 800. 800 to 1,000 plus. Maiyegun 1,003 something. Some places are like 2,000.
Yes.
If you go in Nigeria. Now, and they've already notified them. Maiyegun, listen, they've notified them that they are still going to increase it again. Right? So the question here is this: how in the world, how on earth can you continue to remain silent and quiet, and you watch these people continue to put, we say you are poor, you are in poverty, and now they are telling you that they are going to keep digging you people.
It's going to even get worse, and they are telling you that no gain, no pain. And I'm asking, what is the gain you're going to get out of this pain? I don't think any of them can tell you, because they have no idea. They just believe that, okay, after the pain, there will be gain. When has it ever been any gain after the pain? 8 years, they told them. Take a look at your screen. This honey of Ife, this froster, that is sitting on one of the most revered seats, royal stool in Yoruba land. This criminal is there during Bokwari's time, right? Is parading himself as somebody who wishes the people well. So it was like, be patient with Bokwari. Then sometimes he said he was going into a seclusion to go and do spiritual intervention over economic hardship in 2023. Then he came back again. He said people should be patient with Tifnubu again. Now, fast forward to 2024, he's telling them again that he's going on a spiritual. This is actually a hardened criminal. This guy, this Oni of Ife. But you know what? A lot of them would rather I don't say it that way because of the stool. But I'm talking about a criminal sitting on a stool, a reverse stool in Yoruba land. The number one is the person that committed the worst land grab crime in Nigeria history. Nadagayo, where is our honey of Ife. But as a Yoruba man, I'm not supposed to say that. I'm supposed to see him as a nice person. I mean, as represent, no, fuck off. You know what I mean?
I do. But my, if you look at what you just said now, so it simply means if people like yourself, myself, at our age, at our level, at our age, we see truth. We can't speak truth because
and we want a better society. We want a working system. How?
So the question I ask them is this: is that
I'm sorry, Jerry, for my F word. Sorry, that's how I felt. Okay.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So see, if you and I cannot express ourselves and cannot speak truth to power, so is it our children or 10 or 20
our children lies too?
Lies too,
because truth is going to hurt, so they can't see it.
Exactly. Anyway, on the final note, so I was doing a research about something you talked about, one of your topics about how the Nigerian military has been infiltrated, and how the Boko Haram and the rest of them recruiting some of these people and whatever. Guess what? Just like you said, is exactly what is happening. I'm not going to disclose information on names, some of the things, but this is what my research, my investigation came down to, that it is true, just like you said. But the problem here is this: is that they have so much damaged the military. As I speak to you now, they've damaged the military.
Man, I know.
It's no longer the profession, the one I was when I was there. What you have, when you see the CDS, you see Chief of Naval Staff, Air Force, and they are just stooges. They are stooges to this Chief Tinubu. So they will do his bidding. They will play to his general. In fact, my intel, and this is intel is that these guys get what you call kickback every week. They get kickback every week, and then those kickback doesn't go just on that top level. They go even all the way down to the middle level, so that anybody who is thinking about coup plots or thinking about all these things, guess what? They will just die a natural death right there. You won't even know that won't happen. So what you said before about Boko Haram, the military is not what it is
now.
It is. Yeah, it is not what it is now. What you have in the military now is a shadow of itself. So when you see them, when you see our military people wear khaki and then they come, they salute. Watch them. Next time when you do their video, watch them very close. When you see the way they salute, you see the way they salute, the way they like as if they want to even go on the ground to go and kiss the person's shoe. So what you see?
Thank you. Yeah, see, some of these people are just like some of these their soldiers. They are wasting the lives of young people joining their military like that. If they don't die by ambush, they will die by something that nobody can explain. They just make them disappear. Look at this.
This is the one you know. This is the one we know, not the one we don't know. Because the one you know is what you speak about. Because there are a lot of them that are dead. Their family, a year, 2 years, 3 years, they don't even know they are dead. As I'm talking to you now, they don't know.
So let me take another one. Sorry, man. Okay, you appreciate this, man. Always.
Thank you.
A good one, sir. Yeah. So I want to say again, I apologize to some of us who have children watching. Okay, I wish I could skip that and just be like, no, don't say that, right? It is so annoying. That's why I said that if I have to be reacting just exactly to what I know, some of you won't really like me, and a lot of others will love me. Here you get. So I've always been doing my best to kind of balance it. You get. When people want to play their tribal card or religious card, I just see them as the set of stupid people ever. Okay. So when I said those who are responsible for our backwardness, those who are holding us down are those criminals holding sensitive positions in our society. Do you understand? Hey, hang on. I think I just lost anyway, so, and it's annoying. Okay. Because of the compromise they have on these guys, right? It makes it easier for those who are holding us down
and doing all of this to us to do that. And you expect those who are holding sensitive positions in Yoruba land, for example, to speak out and scare them away, but they can't speak up. They can't. Because if they dare, they will lose those positions. So, is it the positions that they are benefiting and that matters, or the welfare of their people? Which one would you choose? So, I'm so sorry that I have to use the effort when some of you have children around, okay? So, tell the children that Maiyegun said, they didn't mean it. They just meant to say, God. Here is another caller, though. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun, Kaleo.
Alaji.
Ṣàlàáfíà ló wà.
Baba.
Ṣàlàáfíà ló wà táwọn family yẹn. Extend our greetings to your family. Ọlọ́run á wà pẹ̀lú yín o.
Àmín, sir. Àmín.
Nice show as always.
Thank you, sir.
First of all, ó ṣe gan tó show kíní jẹ́jẹ́ máa lálẹ́ yìí o. Ká ní mo mọ̀ ẹ́ máa wà ń bẹ̀ lánàá ń bá lọ bá wọn. Ń bá lọ bá wọn. But, no, pé ká ní mo mọ̀ pé àwọn jẹ́jẹ́ máa wà ń bẹ̀ lánàá ń bá lọ bá wọn ń bi tán ti lọ protest l'Abuja house yẹn. Jẹ́ àwa bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ yìí. Torí Yoruba Nation táwọn kan tó ń fi sàkámàjẹ ìgbà, mo mọ̀ pé àwọn náà ń gbọ́ lálẹ́ yìí. Ẹ máa gbọ́ dáadáa o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀, Yoruba Nation bí báyìí, àwọn Biafra bí báyìí, àwọn Biafra yẹn wà organize jù wá lọ ná. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbà bẹ́ẹ̀. But bá a ṣe lè tackle àwọn people yìí nìyẹn. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń lọ gbowó lọ́wọ́ Tinubu, ìjọ tó wá sí Chatham House, bàbá tó wá látèkó, mo gba àwọn tó wà ń bẹ̀ tó dárúkọ yẹn, wọ́n rí èmi náà ń bẹ̀, wọ́n rí pé mo wà láàrin wọn, wọ́n fi mí ṣe ẹ̀yẹ nípa àwọn tí ń tẹ̀lé yẹn ń gbowó lọ́wọ́ Tinubu. Mo fi Kùránì mi búra, Músílù Kòró sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ fún mi lójú gbogbo èèyàn. Èmi ní takoso, èmo ní takoso Wọlú láàrin wọn bẹ̀ yẹn. But ẹ má jà ká sọ̀rọ̀ yìí bẹ́ẹ̀ yìí. Ẹ lọ ronú kẹ́ pìwàdà. Ẹ lọ ronú kẹ́ pìwàdà. Tó bá yẹ pé gbogbo ẹ̀fẹ̀ tẹ́ ń ṣẹ́ lórí ara yín.
Sọ pé òun fẹ́ Yorùbá Nation tó tún máa support Tinubu. Kò jọra wọn náà.
Kò lè wọ́ọ̀kì bẹ́ẹ̀.
Kò jọra wọn rárá náà.
Kò lè wọ́ọ̀kì bẹ́ẹ̀. Kò lè wọ́ọ̀kì bẹ́ẹ̀. It can never work like that. You can't say one thing today and tomorrow you change your word. Irú èèyàn wo lẹ wá jẹ́ ń gbà yẹn? Ẹ ní logo. Ẹ ní logo. Ẹ ní logo. Nǹkan tẹ́mi kàn fẹ́ sọ ni pé it's all about re-educating ourselves. Ìwọ kọ́kọ́ re-educate ara ẹ̀ náà kó tó re-educate àwọn tó wà ládùúgbò ẹ̀. Sọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá Nation yẹn fún rẹ̀ kí ni ìwọ gan fẹ́ fún kí ló fẹ́ fún ọmọlàkejì ẹ̀ ńlẹ̀ Yorùbá. Ó pààyàn sí ẹ lọ́rùn, ó pààyàn sí yẹn lọ́rùn, ó pààyàn bí báyìí. Ògùn náà dà ṣùgbọ́n kàn ṣàkárà ara wọn ni. Ọkàn ìṣàkárà wọn ni. Ẹ wá rò pé gbogbo yẹ wípé ẹni tó bá dalẹ̀ Yorùbá kíní kan máa ṣe gbogbo ìpìlẹ̀ náà máa wá kò ní pé Tinubu nìkan ló ń lọ bá ìwọ tó gbà kọ́ lọ́wọ́ máa bá ọ àtàwọn ọmọ ẹ náà nílé yín kò yẹ pé bóyá ẹ̀kan halẹ̀ mọ́ anybody. Ọ ti ń sọ fún àwa níjọ́ tá lọ sí Chatham House yẹn ó dùn mí pé mo dárúkọ arákùnrin yẹn tẹ́ bá mọ̀ kẹ́ lọ béèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ pé ọmọ kalẹ̀ jayé ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ fún yín. Ó sọ fún mi pé gbogbo àwọn tí ń tẹ̀lé yẹn olófo ni wọ́n. Ó sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ lálẹ́ ẹjọ́ yẹn. Gbogbo àwọn tó ń ya fọ́tò lánàá ọ wà ń bẹ̀.
Owó èèyàn Tinubu ni wọ́n ṣe Yorùbá Nation
èèyàn Tinubu kẹ̀.
Wọ́n ṣe Tinubu
lálẹ́. Mo jẹ́ pé bóyá èèyàn Tinubu àwa gan ọmọ Tinubu níbi ti tiwa àdúgbò kan náà ni tiwa pẹ̀lú gbogbo àwọn pípù yìí. But at the same time ọ̀hún ṣèyàn dáadáa Yorùbá Nation la fẹ́ nǹkan tó máa fẹ́ fún àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá nìyẹn. Ẹni tó bá lọ́gbọ́n lórí ẹ̀kọ́ Tinubu lè promise in anything Rẹ̀mí Tinubu lè promise in anything wọ́n ń lò yín ni. Tó bá yá wá já yín lẹ̀ tó bá yá já yín lẹ̀ tó ẹ lọ sùn kẹ́ lọ rorí à ń bọ́lẹ̀ di protest àwọn agbóhùn tẹ̀lé yín lọ ìgbà tẹ́ wá sẹ́pẹ̀ ń bọ̀ ní bíbá ẹ rí pé èmi kọ́ mo ń yọra mi kó nu group mo yọra mi sẹ́yìn ni because ọ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ rórúkọ mi pé mo tún wà náà tó tún tẹ̀lé kíní ìdọ̀tí bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Okay, ọmọ kan ló tún wá happen.
Yes, sir.
Ẹni ẹ gbé fáìlì lọ sí Downing Street.
Number 10.
Number 10 já ló gba fáìlì lọ́wọ́ yín ṣebí security ló gbà.
Security ni o.
Ọkọ̀ máa gbé sẹ́gbẹ́ kan ni bó ṣe máa gba Yorùbá Nation kan nìyẹn. Ẹ lọ gbé fáìlì fún Fúlàní. Ṣé Fúlàní máa ọ̀nà fáìlì ni bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni Bìdìkó jẹ́ Bìdìkó fẹ́ kẹ́ pín.
new scheme, no.
I got me go mama can't anybody to test because that mama can't attack any because Nijeta when you pay law me London Loni wani money mo lobby kankan ibi tí bá post pé bóyá mo ń bọ̀ ńbẹ̀ bóyá Palestine ń bọ̀ ńbẹ̀ tí bá ní ká lọ ó máa bá mi bẹ̀ ni. Ó máa bá mi bẹ̀ ni ele ó ṣe pé bóyá ọ̀rọ̀ kí tí bá mọ̀ pé àwọn jẹ́jẹ́ máa lọ sí Abuja ọ̀sìn ẹ̀ lánàá máa tẹ̀lé wọn lọ́bẹ̀ because right course nìyẹn ibi òótọ́ la máa dúró sí àgbọ̀dọ̀ jókòó sí pòórọ́.
God bless you, Baba. Thank you so much.
Maiyegun, much respect for you. Wallahi tala boye ṣe ni kó máa ṣe jọ má yíwà padà o.
Àbí?
Atẹ́gùn làwọn people yìí o. Má yíwà padà boye ṣe ni kó máa ṣe o. But Ọlọ́run ò ní dojú tì ẹ́.
Ṣé bàbá? Thank you so much.
Nǹkan tó máa jẹ́ òní wọ̀n lágbọ́rọ̀ Ọlọ́run.
Alhaji.
Nice one.
Yes, sir. God bless you, sir. So I have another caller, but hang in there for me. This is my caller, okay? So what my last caller was saying there is that it used to be one of them. Yeah, you see those guys you saw at the Chatham House who went to go and drop wherever for a security guard in the number 10. At number 10. He said he used to be one of them. And until when he was told that they are just using you, these people that you are looking at, they are like at the same time working for Tifnumbu when he met with them at Chatham House to go and shout on Tifnumbu. And now he's probably known better too. So yeah, you do have to like Maiyegun. Well, that won't stop me from saying what I know. And you have to give me something stronger, something to counter what I say. Not just come and abuse me like that. That abuse, not today. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Yes, sir. How are you?
This is Chima from Vegas.
Oh, Chima. How you doing this afternoon?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Well, I'm very well, Papa. Thanks for asking. Please.
Yeah. So I just want to chip in one or two things because the way things they go for Nigeria, I watched one of the programs already. You're talking about political revolution. I want to say it. A country that criminalizes self-determination.
I know.
A country that does not allow peaceful protests.
I know.
So what is the way forward?
Maybe we should stop calling it peaceful and then a peaceful revolution. Because you see, except people are really tired and they are willing to match madness for madness, right? We will still have to continue to kind of mobilize, educate. Nothing is going to be peaceful in freeing yourself from this kind of people. Because they are
exactly. You cannot get anything peaceful from these men.
No.
These guys are animals. You can't get anything from these guys. Look at what the senior president was saying today. If you see food, these people are animals, Papa. These guys are animals.
They know what is going on. They do, right?
They know now.
And they are telling people that the painful one is this. They are telling people that all they are going through right now is a sacrifice. But that was the same thing they told people for 8 years of Bukwari, Papa. Like, how could anybody in their right senses, right, still go out and say that and say, what do you want us to do? It's a sacrifice. I'm like, okay, hang on. What do you stand to gain after this sacrifice? Nobody can tell you what.
Maiyegun, what are they sacrificing?
Exactly. They are sacrificing their lives, I think.
They are talking about CNG, but these guys are not using CNG.
They are not
using petrol vehicles. But they're talking about sacrifice. What are they sacrificing? When you official, that criminal came out to tell us to endure. And the end of the tunnel is light at the end of the tunnel. This motherfucker went to unveil a statue of Tinubu. These animals, these guys are criminals.
How is honestly? Hey.
Baba, you have to be abnormal. You see what you're supposed to do, Baba, you cannot speak English from now to 255 years to come. Nothing will change.
No.
You have to be abnormal to match these people, Baba. Don't forget English. Yeah, I know you don't want to say it because of your platform and other shit.
No, it is what it is. It doesn't see.
You have to be abnormal to match these people. You cannot. I have never seen anywhere in the world, even in the civilized world, civilized people. I've never seen in the civilized world where they got freedom without fighting. America fought for what they got today. You have to fight. Then let alone dealing with animals like black Africans. Dealing with animals.
They are telling them. I read it this evening and it said people should continue to pray for them. And I'm like, okay, hang on. What will be your prayer point? If you have to pray for these guys, what is going to be your prayer point?
Who is talking about prayer? Prayer will not do you no good. Baba, you know the solution. You don't say person no gonna connect. That's why I support that one. The person that when they run that mad, now that's from Nepa. That's why we're supporting him. That is the only way you can break through from these people. You see all the people that represent them, the police people that represent them, the army that represent them, because when you go out to protest, now the army will come shoot you. No, the Tinubu will come shoot you. When you go out to protest, now the police will come shoot you. No, the army will come shoot you. So the police and the army, these guys are our first enemy. The first, when you're talking about the government, these are the government, not the ones that are in the office. These are the first government. How do we do? What do we do? Go about it, Baba. Destroy all the government infrastructures. Get it down. We need to run mad. We're not normal again in that country. Everything is gone. Nigeria is done. We have to run mad.
Like there's no way out of all of this. You can't even like pinpoint and say, okay, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't react that way. Maybe we should look at, okay, we want to see the positive side. Can you point at those positive side that we can see and say, okay, maybe this one? There is none.
Michael, look at the program yesterday or today when you posted what Kenneth Okonkwo, the analysis he gave you about the subsidy. Sheer madness. We are only producing country. We cannot refine our own crude. We send it outside to refine. But abnormality, you have to match this abnormality with abnormality. You cannot match this abnormality with saccage.
It is unbelievable.
You match this abnormality with abnormality. You match the madness with madness.
They said wave Dangote. They said, you know how many years did they talk about Dangote? Dangote don't come now. Another story.
If I even worse, Dangote don't come. A country of 230 million people, which we know we are more than that. Now one man would depend on. What happened to our refinery?
See, before we even question depending on him, Chima, let's even see what he get to offer. Say you get. Maybe somebody go you offer something before you can say, we can't depend on this. So right now, it is all blank, nothing to touch, nothing.
Blow up everywhere. Blow up those redundant refineries. Politico, Worry, useless Kaduna refinery. Look at Kaduna refinery. Blow up everything.
It's unbelievable.
Bring Nigeria down. Let's build from scratch. Thank you.
God bless you, Chima. I'll take another one. Papa. See, sometimes we can say it the way we feel, all right? And then they would say, you are inciting this or that. Or who are you inciting? The people that are not willing to even do anything. Right? Scream from now till tomorrow. They will give you the reasons why they can't do it. Or they won't do it. Not they can't, but they won't. Charm.
Good evening, Maiyegun. How are you?
I'm very well, ma'am. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Grant, please.
Great talk once again.
I decided to come and have a rant this evening instead of just staying in there. But yeah, it seems like I'm not the only person who wants to rant.
Exactly. I was just going to say that. Okay, yes, you decided to have a rant. Now everybody's on here. Everybody's like, oh, enough of this craziness. But you know what I wanted to speak on was the whole them going to number 10 Downing Street and presenting a letter to whoever. I'm not quite sure who they were hoping to meet there, saying that you want the Yoruba Nation.
With the Prime Minister of the UK. The media in Nigeria is actually reporting that they met with the Prime Minister UK. Come on.
If they really met with the Prime Minister of UK, then that Prime Minister doesn't have a job. He doesn't have work to do, and he needs to call a general election so that we can find somebody who is busy to do the role. Okay. Anyway, what I'm not quite sure. And again, like you said, this is a scam. At the end of the day, they know what they want to do. They know who the target market is. Right? Maybe possibly people who don't listen to Maiyegun, because I want to believe that most people who listen to you understand exactly what's going on, and then obviously you then don't fall into the trap of trying to fund these people, which is what they really want. Your money is all they want. Okay, because they're not really interested in what we are all interested in, which is not just the emancipation of our individual nations, just the freedom to be, because as it is right now, we don't really have that freedom. The freedom to, pursue my own hopes and my own beliefs, and as a Yoruba person or as an Igbo person, or we don't have that, right? And to say that you're waiting to receive, I find it ridiculous that you go to places like number 10 Downing Street. I find it ridiculous that we still go to United Nations to present a case for my wanting to be a separate country, because
it would have even make sense, Charm, right? Let's say back home, right? they have a strong following, right? Where you see tens of thousands of people hitting the streets once they are called upon. You know what I mean? Like demanding for a Yoruba Nation.
I understand what you want.
They would probably be like, okay, you shouldn't have gone there, by the way, but yeah, maybe. But no, these are Tinubu supporters coming to make a mockery of this whole thing in the UK. It's a shame.
And I feel like, just like you said, right, that is your point A. Your point A is not really to go to United Nations or to go to what's it called, number 10 Downing Street, or even to go to Washington DC and all of that. Your number A, your point A is actually, generating that critical mass, and that critical mass is the ones who are there on the ground in Nigeria that you need to be sensitizing and saying this is why we need to leave this country. I mean, there's a litany of reasons why that you can put down for people in Yoruba land, for people in Igbo land, to say, you know what, we need to extricate ourselves from this entity called Nigeria, because it has nothing to offer you. It has nothing to offer the generations yet unborn, right? It's to start that conversation and that push and that movement down there, right? I don't believe in going to the United Nations. I don't believe in going to any of this country, because again, it's that stupid slave master and slave mentality where we have subconsciously agreed that there's somebody that's ought to give us, as opposed to us demanding and taking what belongs to us. I hope you understand what I'm saying, right? So at this point in time, when you have that critical mass and you say to that, and the people are fully on board. Listen, we don't need 100% people to be on board. No. We need at least 70% of the people to be on board. And I say that because you see that 70% of the people are going to be the boots on ground that you need to what they call it. You see, every access point that you have in Yoruba land, or every access point that you have in Biafra land, for all those who have agreed to be Biafra, because we know what has been done to actually break that Biafra land, right? The River State people, Delta State people who are still in denial about their origins. But that's what's it called? That's a topic for another day. But you see all those access points where the so-called Nigerian army can come through. Those are the places that you need to block. Those are the places that you say, people, we are no longer Nigeria. This is Oduduwa land. And anybody who comes here, any uniformed person who comes here, you shoot to kill. I don't really care. You shoot to kill, because this is now your battle. Forget about the United Nations. Forget about number 3, right? It's up to unless you're still looking for something for them. At this point in time, as a Biafran, I'm not looking for anything from the West, though. I'm not.
Because they can't help us. Okay. They can't help anybody. But
they can't help anybody.
Yeah,
they are not interested
they realize that. Oh my God, God bless him, man. You see, he did something that shook them, and that is why they won't let him really go. See, IPOB, remember this song, by the way? This quick one, Charm. You see this song?
Yeah.
It wasn't a random song. It was at a meeting of IPOB, grassroots meeting.
Oh, you do IPOB. Oh, Mary, Abakare, Mama Daora, Ulapori Mary Nandi win the war. Python that's 1, Python that's 2, now Python that's 3. Ulapori Mary Nandi win the war. Python that's 1, Python that's 2, now Python that's 3. Ulapori Mary Nandi. Nandebo onyedu aimo o meri wonende zuru ambiroya abakare mamanda mora unaburi meri nandi win the war. I thunder.
You see that spot there, right? It was like the same everywhere in eastern part of Nigeria, including the rivers and few others that are having identity crisis today. That was what made them believe that this Nnamdi Kanu must be stopped. They were having meetings, like local people having meetings, discussing Biafra, discussing how they will participate in a referendum if it is called. We need that. That is the grassroots movement and education that will shake anyone. But no.
If that was Nnamdi Kanu,
they even have a problem. They said, I sit here from 8 p.m. to collect a super chat and coffee money. Oh, they have a problem with that. I'm not a freedom fighter. I'm not Nnamdi Kanu. I am not anybody promising anybody freedom, right? This is MaiyegunDiary Politico, which means
Maiyegun, you are doing what you are doing. You are doing what.
So I never presented myself as somebody fighting for anybody's freedom. I am just like a teacher. Your conscience. What you make of what I say here is yours, right?
It's either you wake up to what needs to be done or you stay sleeping. But that is entirely your own prerogative at the end of the day. Exactly. So whatever you get out of it, that's you are happy to receive it, right? So let the rest of us who are waking up, who are saying that, you know what, this is what needs to be done. Allow us. Forget about the super chat. That has nothing to do with you. It's not your money.
Exactly.
Okay.
They say, you want to sit down here every 8 years. Oh, really? So you are watching? How about you probably?
Listen. Like that strategy that Martin and that grassroots, that's where you need to start having those conversations. Once you're able to mobilize people, forget about United Nations. I'm not here to ask you to give me my country. I'm here to tell you that this is my country. It's up to you to do whatever you want to do, right? It's up to you to interact with me on this level, not on your own level. We need to stop this. You know what? We want something from Ndocha. We don't need Ndocha. That's the biggest mistake that we made in the first place, right? And I keep talking about history, right? Unless there's anybody that can prove to me that when the first whatever color people came to this continent, they met people on the shores of Africa. I mean, where the ocean meets the land. And there were people there suffering and dying and thinking, how do I cross this ocean to go somewhere else so that I can see if I can live? Now, if we don't have any record, any historical record of that, that means we all need to be questioning history, right? I know I'm kind of like deviating because I feel like a lot of the things that we've been sold, how they came to liberate us, how they came to give us something we already had, right? Right? And this is the same mentality that's still going on. That's why you have people say that they want to go somewhere to get something that is your own, that is mine. I'm a Yoruba Nation. This is me. I don't have to go and beg you.
Anything else, right? You don't give me what is mine.
You don't give me what is mine.
Before you came up.
I'm free. I should take it. It's mine. Whatever I want to do with it is up to me, and you can come and negotiate fairly. Otherwise, no negotiation. The belief that we need to do anything with the West is part of what is crippling us. There are so many nations out there. And then there's the African nation, for goodness sake. If it means that Oduduwa and Biafra are the ones doing business with each other, as long as we're getting, mutual benefit and mutual growth, that's all we need. That is all we need.
Thank you so much.
My own rant is over.
Fair enough. We'll keep saying it as it is. It doesn't really matter how some people see it, and if others want to be saviors of others, well, so be it. It's up to them. Thank you so much, okay? You have a good one, ma'am.
Thank you, Maiyegun.
Yes, ma'am. We have just about 15 minutes to go. And if you haven't really possibly shared this, you should now. And then if you want to call in as well, this may be your shot, okay? Do it before it is too late. Here is a caller. Hello.
Hi, Maiyegun. How are you doing?
Hello, sir. How are you?
Very, very good. I want to pick up from where the last caller, stopped. I don't think she has been to Nigeria in a long time, because all this organization, we still have bad eggs. By the time you organize that, we want to do this, we want to do that, APC will just give them little change. And before you know it, yes, now they will enter, they will scatter everything. Try and protest, you will see anti-protesters, So they are trying to starve the people so that they can buy their votes in 2027. Because that vote buying is a big business and it will still work in that 2027. But by the time this Tinubu is done with his presidency, how old will most of my generation, some of them will be 40 years old. Their lives are wasted. The lives of their children wasted also. So they know exactly what they are doing. I'm looking on Instagram, people are still fighting, people are still talking whiskey, Burna Boy, Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa. Like, they are not ready yet. The hunger has not reached them yet. He's trying to starve them so that they will wipe them out. And you have to beg for that election money. People will beg for it. You think people would say,
we just had Edo. They're having another one next month now in Ondo. You see, some of those people who are from Ondo, they joined us to condemn people who collected money from APC and in Edo. Now their own is coming soon. And you know what? With the level of the airship so far, their own will be more ridiculous. And it is going to be same.
You are looking for 70% of people agreeing. In Nigeria, you will be lucky if you find 10 to 20%. You know, because 10 to 20%, if they are vocal enough, there will be change. We don't even have 2% talking. They are all sitting there in their house. They are saying, oh, because I can pay rent in Lekki, I'm good. I don't care about what others are going through because it hasn't touched them yet. All they care about is themselves. You look at Instagram comments, you still see people defending this government. The only good thing I've seen out of everything I've seen on the internet is when this NNPC's daughter died. You know, because
Nigerians are very good at that one. Celebrating the fact that but so what's the advantage is that they are suffering, by the way?
No, it's still something because before, you know, they will say, she's an innocent girl, this one, that one. I'm happy that they are now celebrating this kind of thing because, first of all, you have to identify your enemy because most Nigerians, they don't know that this government is their enemy. They see them, they still smile with them, they still laugh with them. If you know that somebody is going to destroy your life, why are you smiling with the person? Why are you laughing with the person? If the person crack joke, you're supposed to be frowning. If the person talk to you, you should not even be listening. If the person lie to you, you know, they still treat these people like human beings because you don't know this person is your enemy. You have to educate these people. You have to tell them how evil these people are. You have to show them that these people are your enemy. If not, nothing is going to change in that country. Nigerians don't see these people as their enemy.
And they must learn to keep malice as well. That part.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yes. You know that these people are our enemies, right? Then you must learn to keep malice. Not begin to say, well, don't let us say that. Let us leave that to God. That too.
Before they used to laugh at your back. Look at Akpabio now. He laughs in your face. They laugh in your face now. They want to buy you. They hate you. They don't like you. You like them more than they like you. You love them more than they love you. They hate you. They laugh at your pain. Anytime you are suffering, they are laughing. They joke about it. But now they know you are so foolish that they are not even laughing in your face. You know, when somebody does not even respect you at all, they will just slap you and they will start laughing in your face. That kind of disrespect, that is what they are getting. And more is coming. If you don't know, more is coming. All those people that think they can afford rent in Lekki, you are going to leave that Lekki before the end of 2027. Before the end of 2027, they will turn you into a beggar. Just be people. Even if you think you have 10 million, even if you think you have that 20 million will finish and you have nowhere to get it from because everybody is poor too. So, you know, they are setting you up millions. They are planning to wipe out millions of people. And if you think you have money now, you have nowhere to get that money again.
Right? I did a program to kind of analyze how much those who claim to be rich have lost. Well, I don't know if some of them probably realizes that themselves. You know, when you put $20 million in the bank and you realize that it's so depreciated that it's almost nothing now.
If even the rich cannot even afford to jackpot again, so you guys are stuck. After 2024, I don't think anybody will be able to jackpot again because you will not be able to afford it. You don't know that we are outside, we are giving these people problem. Do you think they now want you to go out? They don't. They are cornering you in every way. You must starve, you must suffer so that you can collect that 5,000 naira in 2027. You think they want you to eat? What does it benefit them if you are eating? What does it benefit them if you can live your life? What does it benefit them if you are not poor? Your suffering benefits them. Your poverty benefits them.
Somebody said Nigeria is a poor country. They shouldn't be driving cars anyway. They should be riding bicycles. But that should be a choice. People have been driving their cars before these guys came in. So how come now that they have to kind of like stop? I said, well, that's where they are headed, Abby. We shall see. Baba?
Riding bicycle on which road? Road that they will kidnap you. You want to ride bicycle to a different state. They don't care. I said they are mocking you. Is it until they slap you in your face that you wake up? Are you waiting for that? I think that's what Nigerians are waiting for. When politicians come on the street and they start slapping you and they start beating you, they are already shooting you. They shoot you in Kogi State and nothing happens. They will come and start slapping you in your face. And you know what, Maiyegun? Some people will still support them. Even after that. You know, so it is just, I don't see any hope. They are not ready. Not even 5%. You will not see them united. Talk less of 70%. You are hopeful, madam. You are really hopeful. If you see 2%, that country will change. If you see 5%, that country will change. But we cannot even find them. They are keeping quiet. They think they can still afford 2027. You will not be able to afford even bread. People cannot afford gari today. Gari that is poor man's food. Even you know, minimum wage people now, I say minimum wage, middle class now, they can barely afford gari anymore. Talk less of rice.
They cut egg. Middle class people, they share egg. Just to
you know,
something in their diet.
I met a foolish Yoruba person that said 3 square meals for the rich. Can you imagine? They are normalizing poverty.
Yes.
Normalizing it.
One, Baba. Thank you so much.
All right.
You've helped me this evening by adding your own voice as well. And I hope those who probably should listen are listening. You have a good one, Baba.
Good.
I have another caller. Zen, sir. That should be you. Hello.
Hello, good evening, Michael. How are you doing?
Good evening to you. How are you, sir?
I'm fine, thank you. Am I seeing properly? It seems like something happened to your face or something like that.
Sorry, say that again.
Okay. Seems like you had something happened to your face.
Oh, did you not see that bulging? What have you? I had this. See, I had this slump or somehow in my face right there to my eyebrow. So, and they said that they had to kind of operate it, you know, cosmetically. Then it started busting itself. So they gave me this temporarily before I go under the knife proper. So yeah.
Okay, that's good. Anyway, sorry, I just noticed it. And just at least you're okay.
It's been for about a day now. Yesterday, I couldn't come on. So much going on, by the way, and these two. So, but tonight I was like, no, I could manage it. I know people will be asking questions, but yeah, just tell them that it's better. But yeah, I'm very well, sir. Thank you.
It is well. It is well with you.
Thank you,
Mr. Tree Cutter. You're on the way. You're cutting the tree. It's part of the pebbles fall into your eye. So don't worry. You're doing a good job.
Thank you, sir.
The only thing I'll say is, don't bother yourself. Sometimes they say, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. According to those people that still go to church. Those people that have decided to speak their mind in the Yoruba Nation matter. You've seen them. Sometimes it's good something happens so that you know the kind of people you have around you.
That's right.
And you also begin to know the character of certain people around you. Like your last caller did say, Nigeria is not a place where you can have anything to happen right now. And as one person, at least, the early days, you need to fight war with war. The only reason why I see, like I told you before, they are dividing the country among different warlords. And it's playing out to what the Americans say that by 2030, Nigeria will break up. The warlord are the people delivering their state. As you deliver your state, you move to Abuja as a senator and you sit down. As you deliver your state, you move to minister and you sit down.
They put you somewhere.
But if you don't deliver, bros, you're back. And they're going to frustrate all the political parties. That thing that happened to them in 2023 will never happen again.
That's what they said, though. They would not.
Except you pick up arms. Except you pick up arm. If you don't pick up arm, that thing that happened in 2023 will never repeat itself again.
Political revolution.
Because they never believed that the obedience would be so strong enough to actually sit down there and defend their vote. They were this close. They were just like really close to achieving that goal. And what people have not actually sit down to realize is that Nigeria will never work until you pick up arms to defend yourself. I'll give you a typical example. In America, everybody bear arms.
That's right.
No matter how mad the politicians in America get, their policies they don't touch. Because they know if they touch, thank you, First, Second, and Fourth Amendment right, they will never even debate it. They will not even debate it. Because if they debate it, everybody will pick up arms and start killing somebody and killing somebody and killing somebody, and everybody know you. So everybody they don't debate that one. So when it comes to Nigeria, the day everybody start bearing arms, that is the day the people in the power will start respecting themselves, because they know they can die anytime. And if you go look at it deeper, Nigeria will never develop because something people don't really calculate is the economic impact of Nigeria on the Western world. 20% of global professionals in the global world are from Nigeria. The day somebody like Peter Obi, somebody like Showore, somebody like Dele Farotimi becomes president of Nigeria, and me and you know that that country is going to be better. Go and check what happened in Nigeria in the 70s. When Nigeria gained independence, how many professionals left Europe to go back to Nigeria? Some people in this group of people listening to you now will tell you, my dad, them that studied in the 60s and early 60s, 50s. As soon as Nigeria gained independence, left Europe and went back to Nigeria because Nigeria was better. And most people listening to you,
there are jobs waiting for you before you even left school.
It's not even jobs waiting for you. You wake up in the morning, you see somebody that look like you. You speak your local dialect. You drink the water, the sun hits you. You run around, nobody chasing you, nobody asking you, guy, you're supposed to be at work. You know that you're living within a society where everything works the way. You don't have to ask questions. You don't have to say, oh, you're facing racism, you're facing this one, you're facing that one. Everything was working. Most professionals in Europe left Europe and went back to Nigeria in the 70s and early 80s. The Europeans learned one thing from there. If these people go back again a second time, we are finished. Go and check your NHS. 20% of the top doctors are Nigerians and Indians. Not only in Nigeria, not only in UK. Go all over Europe and be checking it. And you will realize the economic impact of your country getting better.
And you needed to see all the analysis they were doing on this Dangote refineries, that if Nigeria should stop importing and Africa stop importing finished products, there are so many European countries that will partially go bankrupt because they depend
Have they not shut down the one? They've shut down the refinery in Scotland just recently.
Yeah.
Since Dangote came on upstream, they shut down one in Scotland. They're going to shut the one in Malta. They're going to shut it down.
I was reading different analysis, and I was like, how come they are so more concerned about this Dangote refinery in Europe than the people in Nigeria are actually thinking of it? I saw that and I was like, okay, it's going to really cause a lot of economic wreck in some places, because it's not only Nigeria that is importing the products, all over Africa. And if Nigeria should get it right, begin to supply other African countries, they would have to actually find other means.
No, let me tell you one thing, yeah. The moment Dangote built that refinery, yeah, I know he didn't build it by himself anyway. He took money from the Nigerian government. But it's one of the best things that has happened in Nigeria since independence. It just shows that we can do it.
Because how did they convince the rulers of Nigeria to never make their refineries work? How did they convince them that importing it is better than the Politico refineries working? Refineries working?
Maiyegun. The same way they convince people that doing Yoruba Nation with you, that working with Tinubu was better than doing Yoruba Nation. The same way they convince those people.
Wow.
Some people don't have moral. Some people have never seen money before. Some people, the moment you put 10 million pounds in front of them, they forget their values. They don't have ethics. They don't have no integrity. And that is what happens. And what you're seeing there is what will happen if Dangote refinery keep working. I guarantee you, in the next after 2027, Tinubu will try to shut down that Dangote refinery. Reason why I'll tell you he wants to shut it down. Yeah.
Yep.
These guys have stolen from the country. They, instead of investing in the country, they invested abroad. They are now converting the country to a market where they sell everything they made with their money. Dangote is the first person to come into the country and add value and sell within the country. Notice, till today, till tomorrow, Dangote will never tell you how much he's selling his petrol. Not because he cannot tell you how much he wants to sell the petrol. Because the condition they gave him, which I believe is the negotiation that the presidency got involved, was do not release the price you're selling. Let NNPC keep determining the price so that we can import, you can sell. No wahala. The day you tell them you're doing this thing at 400 and we're selling for them for 1,000, which day we're making our money, I can guarantee you, they'll tell Dangote, they'll find one thing. NMPR will tell, oh, the quality of Dangote, this thing is, it has one. Somebody will go and put chemical that will not work. Somebody inside that Dangote factory, they'll give him chemical to put there. They'll go and do the test in front of you and tell you, this batch has shown that Dangote refinery doesn't produce the right quality. Or my shut here down. They will shut them down.
Thank you so much.
As if they talk, they will debate the case, they don't finish. That's how they will close it down. So Dangote will never release the price.
God bless you.
Rather, he will give NNPC stake or give the presidency stake and maintain his business in peace because he understands that is how they work.
Wow. I'll take just one more before we call it a night. Okay. As usual, I would love to actually, continue to speak to you all night, but because we are timed, again, thank you very much for always adding your voice like others. Okay.
Thank you.
Have a good one, sir. Thank you so much.
You take care.
I've got just one caller. Our time is so past now. Just be fair. Yeah. Hello. Our time is so past.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Maiyegun.
Yes, sir. How are you?
This is Tokwe Babalola from Canada.
Sir Topi, thank you so much for calling in. Please, you have just less than 5 minutes yourself because our time is so kind of gone now. Please.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna rush it. Yeah, Baba. What I want to say is, the case of Nigeria is like a man that wake up and went to Babalawo. When he got to Babalawo's house, Baba ní kí ló wá ṣe ọmọ mi. Aláàrú ni ẹni tó jí láàárọ̀ o, iṣẹ́ àrú ló ń gbà o. Ó dọ́dọ̀ Babalawo, wọ́n níṣẹ́ wo wọ́n ní kí ló ń fẹ́? Ó lóun fẹ́ ṣe oògùn àwúre. Ẹ mọ̀ pé aláàrú tó bá ṣe oògùn àwúre orí àpá, àwúre ìyà. Only problem Nigeria now, because we are not supposed to be discussing this now. By now, everything should have been scattered. Everybody go their own way. We should be discussing about how the Yoruba Nation is going to be developing by now, how Igbo will be developing their country, how the Hausas will be developing their country by now. Nigeria has a population of 240 million, Baba. 10% of 240 million is 24 million.
That's right.
1% of the Nigerian population is 2.4 million.
That's right.
The whole police in Nigeria and soldier, I don't think they are up to 1 million.
No, they are not.
All the police and soldiers in Nigeria.
Those ones in reserve, they are not up to that.
I'm telling you. That means even the president, the governors, the chairman of local government, the senator, Nigeria 1 million, Baba. The people that don't feel lakalaka, don't feel 240 million people lakalaka, they are not up to 1 million. So my point is this: during the election, you say that even though they rigged the election against Obi, he still had 6 million votes after they undermined his vote. Atiku had over, I think, 7 million votes.
Now 6.9 million they allocated to him.
Do you know that the people that voted for Obi can liberate Nigeria? They can turn the whole country upside down with that number. Nigeria doesn't need more than 1% of their population to liberate Nigeria. If you are waiting for the whole 240 million to emerge and come on the street and say, no, we don't want to, we are deceiving ourselves. It's never going to happen. The whole even 20%, 30% of Nigeria, they are not going to agree that we want a change. You don't need that much. You need only like even just 10% of the whole population of Nigeria, or even 1% of the whole population of Nigeria. 1% is 2.4. The 2.4 million people can hold Nigeria down. How many states do we have? We have 36 states in Nigeria. If you divide 2.4 million people in 36 states, you're going to have over like
you can still get up to 100,000 each
people. Yeah, each in each state. You don't need more than that.
And that's
shut down the state government.
100,000 is a lot of people.
That's it. Shut down the whole local government secretariat, government office.
36 states as well. You can just have them in like half of that, half of 36 states alone, right? Will shake.
It's enough.
Be impactful.
It will shake down, lock everything down. If they are moving soldiers from Lagos to Ondo State, before they get to Ondo State, they're going to cross Oyo, they will cross Ogun, they will cross Osun. Don't let them pass. Let it be happen. Shut down all those roads, no movement. Shut the whole western part, shut it down. 2 weeks. Let them now start using helicopter to fly soldier down. Let's see
how easy that is.
Make sure we shut everything down for 2 weeks, that we don't want this government again. We don't want this nation. We want to go. It's simple. It's simple. But I don't see it happening, because the Nigerians have shock absorber, Baba. If kerosene is expensive, if kerosene,
they call it a copium.
If kerosene is too much, if the price of kerosene goes up tomorrow, they will convert to Inoigi.
They have already, sir. A kerosene in Nigeria. You remember when the kerosene used to be 25 naira per liter, 15 naira per liter? Now a kerosene in Nigeria, they don't even use that anymore. They've changed to gas. A liter of kerosene in Nigeria is almost 800 naira now. No joke. Almost 800. No, people don't even use them anymore. They are now using cooking gas. That too.
It's crazy.
It's mental, man. It is. Hi.
So we just have to continue to do what we can do, and try to at least sanitize the people, educate them. Maybe one day it will happen.
It will hit them well.
But as I am seeing things now, Baba, even if they change liter of petrol to 5,000 naira per liter, àwọn èèyàn tún máa fi bùgá ara wọn ni pé ìwọ mọ́tò tiẹ̀ ti gorí odó, mọ́tò mi tèmi ṣe ń rìn. That is Nigerians for you.
Wow.
It's crazy.
It is what it is. Thank you so much, Satopi Baba. I appreciate it, okay?
All right, Baba.
We'll continue again and see how it goes. Meanwhile, this week, those people who are watching this from Nigeria should know this is going to be an interesting week. Number one, the NLC are planning to start a nationwide protest, and I hope they are not going to make an announcement of it like usual. If you don't return the price of petroleum, we are going to start strike or whatever it is. There are so many things expected to happen this week, and I will be here to report them, right? So you don't have to like Maiyegun. As long as you are listening to what Maiyegun is saying, you don't even have to agree with me. You will remember the diary and everything we've actually shared here, right? And when they begin to play out too, hopefully, those of you who have joined to say this is unacceptable, this shouldn't be happening, you wanted something different, you won't become those who will be defending them then and say, oh, don't let us burn down our country. These guys have burned down Nigeria, literally. People are already dying, right? So if anybody is telling you not to burn down Nigeria, you are not burning down Nigeria. They've burned down Nigeria already. You're not just seeing the smoke, right?
So maybe you will then make us see the smoke. The real victims will make us see the smoke. And as we know, most of these guys will run away when the shit hit the fan. Like my caller said, they are laughing at you now, laughing in your faces. What are you going to do? That's what they're saying. Anyway, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? No pain, no gain crew. ANT crew, no pain, no gain. I hope you know what you are going to gain after this pain. So to the team of a T-pain, wherever it is your own tea, added to the pain, this week is pregnant like this. And I will be here to report it when it delivers or it doesn't. Thank you so much, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and you have a wonderful week, all of you. Good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Bó bá ṣe àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Maiyegun Diary, Diary Politico. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ìpẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Kíkó nìna kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òkúra olóṣèlú.